fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpests.com.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 40 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Wednesday afternoon to you. Hump Day. Hump Day, I guess, if you're actually working on Friday, which most of you probably are not going to be working on Friday. Some of you will be, and kudos to all of you. A lot of us will not be. That includes us. We will not be working on Friday. So actually, I guess if that means that Hump Day for us was yesterday. But
midnight last night,
midnight.
Right?
There's something like that right there. 2 days left to go, and then a long weekend, which we pay tribute to all of those that lost their lives for our freedoms in this country. And be sure that you understand that that's what this long weekend is all about. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Arizona men's golf is headed to the NCAA championships in Carlsbad, California. The Arizona Wildcats win the Marana Regional and win it going away. 49 under par for the 3 rounds of this regional. Not as good as yesterday when they shot a blistering 24 under. The Cats today 14 under par, but that tied for the best round, tied with Clemson. Clemson really tried a late rally. They did not play well on the first day. They were 11 under yesterday and 14 under today, so 25 shots under were the Clemson Tigers for the last 2 rounds, but they came up just a little bit short. The cut line was 24 under. That's where Duke and Arkansas sat, and they are moving on, along with LSU, Oklahoma State, Arizona, All 5 of those teams ranked, the 3 ranked teams that are not continuing their seasons. Alabama fell 1 shot short at 23 under. Whenever it never pains me to see Alabama fall short of anything. So there you go. They win a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to cry any tears over Alabama coming up short and not getting to continue their season. Alabama, Clemson, just a little bit outside of that cut line behind Arizona, Oklahoma State, LSU, Duke, and Arkansas State. How about the Red Wolves? My buddy is an Arkansas State grad, one of my buddies from back in the Memphis days. So congratulations to the Red Wolves. They are headed on to the NCAA championships in Carlsbad. Today, Zach Polo, -6 round, had an eagle on the 8th hole today. Philip Yakubchik, a -5 round. Tashimoto was 2 under. Tony Zhang was 1 under. William Weistrand, the freshman, he struggled a bit in this tournament. He finished +2 on the day. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, did William. Bogeyed the first 2 holes, a double bogey on 5. Played a little bit better on the back 9 with 3 birdies, but not enough to get in that final scoring lot of the 4 today. The leaders on the individual side, how about this? A 4-way tie for first place. Eric Lee, we talked a little bit about him, one of the best amateurs in the country at Oklahoma State. He was the leader for the majority of this tournament. He had a 1-shot advantage going into the 18th hole today. Let me see. I would assume he bogeyed that 18th hole. I don't know what. No, actually, it says he birdied it. He says he birdied it, but he had a 1-shot lead. Anyway, he finishes at 15 under alongside Zach Polo, Philip Yakubchik, and William Jennings from Alabama. So a 4-way tie for first place. This is not like an individual style tournament where they play playoff holes to decide a winner. So it's a 4-way tie for the individual medalist between those 4 golfers. William Jennings is actually a higher ranked golfer than Eric Lee, although Eric Lee is considered to be one of the best amateurs in the country. William Jennings is ranked 8th individually in the country. He was the highest ranked golfer, actually the second, I should say, highest ranked golfer in this tournament. Preston Stout from Oklahoma State is ranked number 2. He finished tied for 18th in this tournament. So shout out to Zach Polo, Philip Yakubchik for finishing tied for first overall on the individual side of this event. Arizona moving on, -49. Now I'm trying to see here as we go back to the record books. We were all over this record book thing yesterday. Where -49 for a tournament stands in the history of Arizona golf, because that is one heck of a low number. I think I saw yesterday that the record for an NCAA tournament was 37 under for the team. So if that's the case, and I'm sure our guy Nate Weichers over at Sports Information will have all of this information for us forthcoming. But that might be a new record in terms of the team total in a NCAA regional for the Arizona Wildcats to finish at 49 under par. Simply fabulous for your Arizona Wildcats this week. 520-848-1290 if you had a chance to get out there over the course of these 3 days. Arizona 11 under on round 1, 24 under on round 2, 14 under today to finish at that 49 under mark. Just a great weekend of golf, great week of golf, I should say. The only issue I had with this, and one person brought this to my attention, was, and we'll ask Matt Walton this. We're going to talk to Matt Walton. He's the assistant coach for your Arizona Wildcats. We might ask him this question as well, because he may know why they play these events. And I think they did it with the women's too, if I'm not mistaken, why they play these events Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday versus playing them on the weekend, when you could probably get a whole lot more people coming out to watch this event versus playing it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, I mean, the golf course trying to make money too, right? You just said
it's
it.
the gallery. Have you seen some of those houses up there?
No, I get it. I'm just the plain answer. I think is that the weekend's more desirable, and so therefore, I think it's probably easier, especially some of those fancy golf courses, right? They're playing on to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and make sure their VIP guys can get their rounds in on the weekends.
Oh, maybe maybe that's the reason, but it would sure be nice if and I thought I remembered, and I'd have to go back and look at the dates. The last time the Pac-12 was here, I thought that was more of a weekend type concept, but this obviously, actually that was not the NCAA's, but that was the conference tournament. So that might have been more geared towards the weekend versus the NCAA's is during the week. So yeah, I mean, again, it makes it tough for those that want to. I mean, I've had at least a couple of people say to me, "Yeah, I'd love to have got on there and watched it, but it's it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got to work." So I'm not sure how the scheduling for that works, but yeah, it would have been nice had that event been on a weekend and some folks could have gone out there and you could have had some full galleries out there following your Wildcats around. But if you got out there over the course of the last 3 days, I'd love to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number. We'll talk to Zach Polo coming up here later this hour. We'll talk to Matt Walton and get his thoughts coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. All right. I am wearing my hat today, my Cleveland Cavaliers hat, even though I'm extremely still distraught by what I witnessed last night from my basketball team, becoming one of the only teams to ever blow a 20-point fourth quarter lead and lose an NBA playoff game. I thought I was going to throw up. My wife was throwing up, but she was sick. So she was already throwing up, and then she had to watch that last night.
Jalen Brunson, man.
Yeah. It was ugh.
The actual stat is 5 and 747. So teams that had a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter in the last 30 years. This is in the last 30 years since 1996-97 season. 750 wins and now 5 losses. So very rare. What'd you think of the final call from Sam Merrill's shot? Did you catch that?
No, I don't know that I.
Okay, let me play that for you really quick because we'll discuss.
Yeah.
Merrill, three-pointer, back in and out. That one halfway down. Bridges fires away. Won't go, and we go to overtime.
So Mike Breen almost with the premature bang there. Like almost with the premature bang. He got the first syllable out, and then the ball went in and out. That's how close the Cavs really were. I mean, we could talk about the 20-point collapse, DK, and I know you're a Cleveland guy. But being up by 22 in the Garden versus the Knicks in the fourth quarter alone they played really, really well for most of that game. I think obviously we'll talk a little bit about it if you want, but Jalen Brunson does that to everybody. But, James Harden has never been considered to be a great defender. And now that he's getting closer to 40 than he is 20, they hunted him quite a bit in that fourth quarter. So maybe a timeout there would have helped. Maybe getting a little bit more defense on the court. And at the end of the day, it was really the Cavs missing shots as well. I think the stat was 1 for 10 from the two stars. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden went 1 for 10 there in the fourth quarter and overtime down the stretch. So you make a couple more buckets. That Landry Shamet shot from the corner that bounced on every single side of the rim before it went in. Yeah, Knicks had a little luck on their side.
I mean, they made some shots. I mean, Jalen Brunson was great, but they made some shots down the stretch. I mean, it seemed like every shot they took went in, and they needed them all. And it's very unfortunate. I mean, I think Spida, Donovan Mitchell said after the game, hey, you lose by 40, you lose by 11, you lose game one, you're down by 1. But
I pulled that because it was great. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell's post-game presser was exactly right? I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? We're on to game 2.
Well, let's hear it since we have it.
So many things, I think, played a factor into it. We didn't close it out. We got to clean up on film and go from there. It's one loss. It's a bad loss, but all we can do is go back and watch the film and fix it.
How do you recover from this? You said
it's one game. We could have lost by 40. Still would have been 1-0. So we just watched the film. We played, pretty solid for 3 quarters or so. We'll make adjustments and go from there.
Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter in overtime, what do you feel like allowed him to get going?
Well, he was a little comfortable. We could have done some things collectively, and we did, and that's on us. But ultimately, can't do nothing about it now. We got to go out there and watch the film and fix it for game 2.
After everything that happened in the fourth quarter in those final 7 minutes or so, how difficult was it to collect yourselves again going into overtime?
No, not that difficult. And then we got some good looks, and we missed. And they made some. They got bounces as well, but that can't happen. But it did. We can't let it. We play in 2 days. We can't sit here and let it kill our momentum, kill what we've been doing. It's not a good loss, but we got to go out there and respond for game 2.
The Knicks were 4 of 23 from 3 going into that third quarter last night. They could not hit the broadside of a barn. Yeah, I know Donovan says it's one loss, but man, you gotta wonder how you recover from that.
Well, the problem is in the back of your mind, you're thinking no lead is safe, right? Like you just gave up a 22-point, not only 22-point lead, but with under 8 minutes to go. They were up 22 with 7:48 on the clock, something like that. So in the back of your mind, you get a big lead, DK, and you start getting a little tight. I mean, there are some younger guys in that Cavs rotation. Some of the main guys, Donovan Mitchell has been through a lot of playoff wars, but he's never been past this stage. This is the first time he's been to the conference finals, right? So. Yeah, I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell is exactly right. As the leader of that team, you can't look at this as sky is falling. This is one game. It's a 7-game series. All you got to do, I heard a great quote. I can't remember who said it this week. All you got to do is go 4-3. Right? I mean, when you think about it, you got to win in the playoffs. No. You just have to win 4 out of 7 games. You just have to go 4-3 in a 7-game stretch and you move on. So you just have to look at some tape, figure out some of those defensive rotations, and figure out how to get more stuff going towards the rim. That late in the last 5 minutes of that game, DK,
everything was 3-point shots.
Late shot clock stuff. Harden hold on to the ball. It just was stagnant.
Right.
And that's, to me, really what it was. If they kept the pressure on and kept scoring buckets, the Knicks can't come back from 20 points unless the Cavs don't score.
Well, and that's what I kept saying to my wife. I'm like, we need Donovan to be doing what Jalen Brunson is doing. Go to the rim. Everything was outside the arc. I'm like, nobody wants to drive the ball into the paint and try to get a shot, within 12 feet. And then a couple times they did that. I mean, the ball just wasn't going in down the stretch. So even when they tried to do that, they couldn't get the ball to fall. So it was very, very frustrating to watch. Very, very Cleveland, as I like to say. A very Cleveland way to lose a sporting event.
3 overtimes in the first 2 conference finals games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been good. Game 2 of the Spurs and the Thunder tonight. We'll dive into that coming up as well. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball is in all week for cricket. He is getting you home with your traffic and your weather every 20 minutes on the pod.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We do have an accident with possible injuries over at North Swan Road and East Camp Lowell Drive. This is stopping a lot of slowdown right now, primarily on Swan as you drive through that cross street. Meanwhile, we have an accident with injuries on East Arroyo Chico and South Country Club Road. This is just south of Broadway, right near Reed Park, so be prepared for some slowdown out there. Still sitting at 90 degrees, and we'll be there up until the cool down at 6. I'm Dragon Ball through Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Memorial Day savings are on at Lowe's. Get Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic feet garden soil 5 bags for $10. Plus shop select 1.5 gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging plants 2 for $20. Valid through 5/27. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. Assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Look out, Tucson. Guy Corbetti's in town, and he's cooking up deals hotter than a tailpipe at lunchtime. Cruise into O'Reilly Chevrolet where the savings are served extra spicy. Get up to $7,000 off the 2026 Equinox EV, up to $7,750 off the 2026 Blazer EV, and bite into the all-new 2027 Bolt EV starting at just $29,490. These deals are fully loaded and marinated in savings. Call 747-8000. Visit us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or see us on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for, open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog Walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and name member FDIC.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Arizona men's golf headed to the NCAA championships after a scorching NCAA regional where they finished 45 under par. So it's not the lowest ever. It appears to be the third low. I'm sorry, 49 under par. What am I talking? 49 under par. It appears to be the second lowest round ever in school history. The Wildcats 2 years ago played an entire NIT up at Omni at 50 under par. Zach Polo joins us now. He finished tied for first. Zach, appreciate you joining us. First of all, Zach, I want to make sure I have the correct pronunciation on your last name. It is Polo, correct?
Yeah, it's Polo.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I know some people get rid of the L's with Y's and all of that kind of thing. But, Zach, first of all, congratulations to you and your teammates on just a tremendous, tremendous performance this week up at the gallery. I know you guys have been practicing. So, well, let's start there. How much practice time did you guys actually get playing the course before the start of this tournament?
I would say in the last couple months, we've probably played up there 12 to 15 times. So we've gotten a good amount of prep in for sure.
All right. So what was your takeaway from those practice rounds in terms of, I mean, I would imagine if you get to play something that many times, I'm sure when you guys practice, you may practice. It may not just be you're out there playing shot for shot. You may be out there and you'll hit the ball into the fairway. You might hit from several different places in the fairway to get a feel for how the ball is traveling. Is that how you guys practice at these places? Do you take multiple shots from the fairway and multiple shots from chipping and that kind of thing to kind of get a feel for the different parts of the locations around the fairway and the green?
Yeah, for sure. As of late, for sure, we've been hitting a lot of shots around the greens, and then, like you said, maybe hitting a couple off the tee, trying to figure out what club to use. And then we've always had a history of doing qualifying out there for events, and so it's like keeps it competitive, and we've done that out there a little bit. And but yeah, we've been able to play it quite a bit, do a little bit of extra shots, qualifying, whatever. So yeah, it's been good to use that course quite a bit recently.
Zach Polo is our guest, Arizona Golf. You got off to a tremendous start yesterday, Zach. You birdied 6 of the first 7 holes. What was it about the early part of your game yesterday that got you going right off the bat?
Yeah. So, the first 2 holes I made a couple good putts, and then I started hitting it close, and just once I got the hole 5 and I made a long one on 5, that was kind of when I realized that things could go really well. Like things were trending, and I realized you could take it deep, and birdied the next 2, got the 6 under, and then kind of just held on and added a couple birdies on the back 9.
Now, today you had an eagle on 8. I know yesterday the pin placement was 8 was kind of difficult. It was kind of back with like a ridge down the back where if you hit it too far, you're rolling off the green. How did you attack 8 to get that eagle today?
It was pretty cool. I flew it. It was a second shot, 108 yards, and I flew it about 12 feet past the hole and just spun it right back in the hole. So, and it actually was on video, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, so like a lot of us, Zach, would love to be able to hit shots where we get spin. So I want you to put on your Zach Polo instructor cap for all of us out there that want to get that spin back, hit the ball past the pin and get that spin back. What's the best way to do that?
It was nice this week because the greens were pretty soft. Usually in college events, the greens are rock hard and, they take a lot of bounces before they get any spin, but it was soft, and, if I were to pinpoint a key in terms of how to get spin, it's just, especially with wedges, you got to make sure you hit ball first before anything else, and that'll just automatically sort of give you that spin if you hit ball first.
Zach Polo, our guest, Arizona Men's Golf. I was out there yesterday, Zach. I was a buddy of mine is a member out there at the gallery, and we were standing on the 9th, and he was just kind of giving me a little bit of the history of that hole, and he says, yeah, they're playing it today at almost 680 yards. He said the pros at times have played it at 730, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a par 5 close to 700 holes. What was unique about that hole, the 3 days, and how, because you can't really see the fairway off the tee. He was telling me you kind of just try to aim between the clubhouse to the left and the brown house to the right. How are you attacking that, and how difficult a hole was that to play? Because there were so many the other par 5s that we saw. I think there was the 2 par 5s on the back 9. I think we saw like 16 eagles between those 2 holes, but nobody's eagling that 9th hole.
Yeah, it's definitely a long one for sure, and it's sort of set up so that the layup's a little awkward as well with the water right, and there's a small fairway you can aim at left, or you can play short of the fairway if you choose to, or short of the water, if you choose to. So it's really just, I think, a very quirky hole in a way, but it's super long, obviously, and then, you're almost always guaranteed to lay up unless you really get a good drive down there that takes a big hop and rolls down the hill. But I laid up all 3 days. It was kind of the only option I really had. But yeah, it's a good hole for sure. And like you said, the 2 par 5s in the back, those are the ones you're looking to attack for sure.
And I wanted to ask you just about that because I mentioned 16 eagles between those 2 on 11, the par 5 11 and the par 5 16. What allows those holes to be so comfortable for players to be able to attack to get eagles there?
Yeah, they're just 11. You know, it was downwind every day, and it's already a pretty short par 5, and then for it to be downwind just makes it that much shorter. So, a lot of guys are hitting mid irons into that green. It basically plays like a long par 4, and then 16's a little tricky off the tee. It's a little visually intimidating, but once you hit the fairway, it's another one you should attack. And then there is water short and a huge fall off long, so it is takes a little bit of precision, and sometimes that second shot can get a little scary, but it's definitely a hole you're looking to make birdie on for sure.
I want to circle back to 9 again. Have you? 680, is that the longest par 5 you've ever played? Have you ever played a par 5 longer than that?
Not that I can recall. I don't think. It probably is the longest hole I play. If I had to take a guess, I think it would be.
Now, there was one eagle this week on that hole. Do you know who did that? And was there any discussion on how that person did that?
I am not sure. I actually eagled it in one of the practice days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was just downwind and made the hole a little shorter. So, but no, I'm not sure who eagled it in the tournament.
I did see
Might have
Tashi.
been a hole out.
Yeah, I did see Tashi get one of his birdies on that hole yesterday. What about some of those other guys? Tashimoto, this is really the first year we've had a chance to see him play much. William Weistrand, freshman, has really been able to crack the 5 weekly and be a competitor on this team. What have you liked about those two guys and what they've brought?
Yeah, those two have been huge additions, and they're both freshmen, which makes it even more impressive. They've been 100% staples in the lineup pretty much all season. Ever since they could be in the lineup, they have been, and we've all been really impressed with just their ability to play good in big events, and they've been huge for the success we've had in the spring.
How are you kind of taking this in, Zach? Senior year, it's the end of the line. You've been here, you've been through the trials and tribulations. I think I mentioned you. I think you were probably on that team that shot the 49 at the the 50 at the NIT a few years ago, and to be on this team now that shot 49 in the NCAA tournament. How are you kind of just kind of grasping the end of this run here at the University of Arizona?
Yeah, it's been a great 4 years. And throughout the 4 years here, I definitely think this is the team that, it just feels like we have a really good chance at nationals to do something special, because we've got 5 guys who've not only played solid all season, but 5 guys who are playing some of the best golf of the year right now, which is exactly what you're looking for once you're going into natties. So, it's been a great 4 years, and we're playing really good right now. So I'm really, really excited to see, if we can finish it off on a really high note.
How have you and Philip Yakupchik, how have you guys tried to make each other better?
Yeah, we've definitely pushed each other a lot on the golf course. I feel like we both really take a lot of pride in showing up and putting in the work each and every day. And, it's weeks like this where that sort of pays off and shows in a sense. But, I really think that we push each other for sure just to keep at it and, practice as much as you can, really. So it's been a great relationship in that regard.
All right, so you guys are headed to Nationals. The NCAAs, it's going to be out in California at Carlsbad, Omni La Costa. Have you played that course before? I know you're from California. You've had a chance to play that one?
Yeah, we played in my sophomore year. We made it to Nationals, and I was able to play there as a sophomore. Other than that, no, but it was good that was the first year they held it there, and so we've seen the course and we've seen the conditions under a national championship setting. So I think we're ready for sure. We definitely have the tools.
There you go. Well, it was fun to watch you guys really dominate this week. 49 under par to win the NCAA regional. We mentioned at the top you finished tied for first. Is there any disappointment that y'all don't get to play that off?
Yeah, I was a little bit looking forward to doing a playoff. Honestly, champion feels a little better than co-champion, but the fact that it's shared with a teammate is pretty cool. So it's hard to want to take that away from us for sure. It's pretty cool.
There you go. Zach Polo, he was even on round 1, 9 under on round 2, 6 under today to finish at 15 under and tied for first with Eric Lee, his teammate Philip Yakubchik, and Alabama's William Jennings. Zach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Congratulations on your guys' performance this week, and looking forward to you guys getting out to the NCAAs and starting to attack maybe your way to a national championship.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That'll be coming up not too far away, 9 days away, so they'll get a little bit of a breather. And then next Friday will be the beginning of the championships out at the Omni La Costa Resort in Carlsbad, California. Zach Polo, 520-848-1290. If you had a chance again to get out there this week and see the fellas play, love to hear from you. It was, again, beautiful setting out there. I mentioned yesterday that head coach Jim Anderson said that several of the parents came up and asked, can we have this here every year? I mean, again, I can't imagine there's too many more beautiful settings. Perfect week for it, too. The weather wasn't, overly hot. It was warm. It was cool in the mornings. When Arizona was teeing off, they teed off all 3 days right at the start at 7 o'clock. So it was really great weather in the early part of the day. It is some walking. I mean, it's not, again, I was out there yesterday morning and just walking up. I think we started on the backside. We kind of went 9 backwards to try to meet up to where the guys were starting to hit around the 6th hole at the time I got there. And yeah, you can get your steps in for sure. If you need to get your steps in, a great place to do that is to go watch a golf tournament of any sort and just walk some of these courses, especially out here in the desert where there's a lot of hills and that kind of thing. You can definitely get your steps in, get your exercise in.
I got an answer for you as far as par 5s.
Yes.
It's apparently the 9th longest in the country.
Is that right?
Yeah, so there's an 890 yard.
900 yards.
The ninth at the Lynx Golf Course in Post Falls, Idaho is about almost 900.
Oh gosh.
There's 841 in Virginia. Tennessee has 808. Then Big Sky, Montana, 777. And apparently the 9th at the Gallery Golf Club North Course in Marana, Arizona, DK, is 725.
Yeah,
in tournament play.
If you're playing
exactly.
the backpacks.
Yeah, so 725 is what that hole is actually measured at. It's the 9th longest in America.
And my guy said the one John Daly, he said, is the one guy that's gotten it there in 2. I mean, we all know that how strong John Daly was.
With a cigarette in his mouth.
For sure. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Cats headed to the NCAA championships in Carlsbad, California next Friday. So just in case you're not aware how that whole thing works, they'll play 3 rounds at Nationals, and then they'll play. So they play the first round on Friday. They play the second round on Saturday. They play the third round on Sunday, and then they'll play the 4th round on Monday. And then that will create the match pairings, the match play pairings. So they'll play, I believe they play both the quarterfinals and the semifinals on Tuesday, and then the final. So they'll chop 4 or 8 down to 2 by way of match play on Tuesday, June 2nd, and then the champions will play the final match play event on Wednesday. I believe that's how they do it, quarterfinals and semifinals together. At least that's the way they've done it in the past, and then the match play final round is a solo round. So let's see. Wildcats, I think if the Wildcats play the way they did this week, they've got a shot. They have got a shot to at least get to match play and finish in that final 8. I mean, if you can get to the Elite 8, that's going to be some great Directors Cup points and a really great accomplishment for this program. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. He's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have a crash on the right shoulder of State Route 86 going eastbound near Camino Verde at milepost 164, so be aware of that. Meanwhile, incident with property damage slowing things down mightily at West Ina Road and North Shannon Road. This is causing a lot of backup here on Shannon. For your weather, again, still staying at 90, be there for a good long while before we start cooling down to 87 at 6. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. 4 decades in business deserves some seriously smart savings. Staples, that.
Great Gatsby and more. Add Disney's The Lion King to your package for the ultimate season. Secure your signature package today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and get your 2026-2027 season tickets today.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Tucson summers don't play fair. Before you spend thousands of dollars, get the facts. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. We've been your local family-owned choice for 25 years. This May, we're offering a free second opinion on any licensed HVAC contractor's quote of $1,000 or more. Get the peace of mind you deserve. Call us today at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime, from anywhere, through the MyQ app. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is an authorized LiftMaster dealer. We have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power's out. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years, and we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes, paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue, where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
Hey Tucson, Guy Corvetti is in town and O'Reilly is cooking up deals with extra horsepower sauce. Feast on up to $4,500 off the spacious 2026 Suburban, or take a bite of savings with up to $1,750 off the all-new 2026 Traverse. Call 747-8000, cruise over to Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or visit us online at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Listen, it is not too late to stop this. Do not do this. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. It's damn near perfect. It's beautiful as it is. Stop trying to fix what ain't broke. And stop telling me that the tournament isn't the tournament unless the 15th place team in the SEC gets in. Stop jerking with the best event in all of sports, you pigs.
The Jim Rome Show podcast. What's your beef? Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals is tonight. Spurs at Thunder. Wemby wowed us in Game 1. The last time I had that feeling was watching Shohei Ohtani hit 3 home runs and striking out 10 in Game 4 of the NLCS last year. A performance from an all-time great. And that's how it feels this run with Wemby is shaping up. Can't wait to see what Wemby has in store for us next. I'm Chris White.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O-Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
You know, I was bragging yesterday about my fantasy team and how well they had done on Tuesday. I've already got more home runs this week than I had all of last week. You know who's got, or who doesn't have, I should say, you know who doesn't have Ketel Marte on their fantasy team? This guy does not have Ketel Marte on his fantasy team. And boy, do I wish that I did.
Lasted just 5 innings in that start against the A's. Marte hits it way back. It's on its way, and it's gone. Ketel Marte has done it again. Well, the hard-hit baseballs are starting to drop in. The walk-off winner last night is 7th of the season today. They take the lead right back.
Starting to drop in. That one dropped into the pool out there. Solid contact. Boy, did that make a great sound off of his bat.
Day baseball today up at Chase Field. D-backs complete a 3-game sweep of the San Francisco Giants with a 6-3 win. You know what time it is? It's time for us to talk Diamondbacks baseball.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
There you go. Merrill Kelly back on the bump. Had the complete game on Friday night in Denver against the Rockies. 6 solid innings. Today, did not walk a batter, gave up 3 runs, earned on 8 hits. Did strike out 4 to pick up another victory. He is 4-3 on the season. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Ketel Marte, a double, a homer, had 3 hits today, drove in a pair of runs, scored 3 times, sitting out of that leadoff spot. You heard Steve Bertoom say again for Ketel Marte, because this is what he did last night when he came up in the bottom of the 9th inning in a 3-2 ball game, D-backs trailing the Giants.
Fernandez at second, Waldschmidt at first. Marte, a fly ball. Guess what? The Diamondbacks win it. It's the first career walk-off home run for Ketel Marte.
How about that? It's hard to believe. First ever walk-off home run for Ketel Marte. So in this week, we've had the first ever complete game for cousin Merrill Kelly and the first ever walk-off home run for Ketel Marte, who is starting to get hot at the plate. We talked about that last week, how, this offense, what were they like near the bottom, hitting like in the 250s, and guys that, with established offenses just had not gotten going. And sometimes it takes a minute, but if you get Ketel Marte starting to swing the bat, great things are going to happen. Great things are going to happen for this team and for this offense. Ketel Marte on his walk-off home. Did you see him strut? He first he flipped the bat.
Yeah.
Then he turned around and started backtracking. Then he threw the helmet. I mean, it was again, I guess that's what you do the first time you ever hit a walk-off home run.
What if I told you the D-backs were 9th in Major League Baseball in team batting average?
Now? They're up to 9th.
Wow. Well, of course, that's because a lot of teams are hovering around 245 right now, TK. That's probably why.
Let's hear from Ketel Marte on his walk-off home run.
We never give up. I do everything for my team. I hit one to the middle, very hard. I can get out of the park, and that kind of pitcher like him, I just trying to see the ball and hit the ball at the middle and react inside to get the homer in the 10th and the 9th inning. My first homer walk up at my career. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was. It's so awesome. You heard Steve Bertum's call on the TV. Let's hear Stephen Garagiolo's call on the radio.
Here's the 1-0, and Marte swings, high drive, left field, game, set, match!
Unbelievable.
That's Stephen Garagiolo stealing one of my old terms, game, set, match. I used to use that at the end of a 3-game sweep.
That's because you're such a John Borg fan. Right?
Exactly. I was a big tennis fan growing up. Game, set, match. And I don't know who was doing the game on the analyst part of that, but you can't step on your play-by-play guy. You got to hang out and let him have the moment right there. So we got to work with that color analyst there. But Torey Lovullo, the manager of your Diamondbacks, on his leadoff hitter, Ketel Marte.
He said, I don't give a F about expected numbers. I want to win and get hits to help us win. And that's just who he is. He's so matter of fact, and it's just so simple and easy when you have conversations because it's real and to the point. And that's what makes him great. So I know it's been frustrating for him, but the thing I see every single day, and he even validated that today, is a hardworking athlete, a very engaged athlete, a very present athlete, and he's there for his team. And what's going through my mind is just keep pounding the rock. Keep pounding the rock. It's going to break one day, and when it does, you're going to get extremely hot, and somebody's going to pay. And the hits are going to come in bunches, and you're going to get exactly what you want from these results or from this process.
He's only hitting 200 in the month of May, and we're almost to the end of the month of May. Well, we still got 10 days, but he's got he's got hits in 7 of the last 9 games.
I've noticed recently there's a lot of baseball conversation when it comes to the Arizona football spring practice. A lot of baseball references, DK. We just heard a game, set, match and a pound the rock. So I feel like there's got to be more baseball references they could toss in there. But yeah, unbelievable. I mean, I looked it up. He's got 3 walk-offs, DK, in his career, but first walk-off homer.
Yeah, absolutely. So great. Let's hear it in Spanish.
Batazo elevado profundo al jardín izquierdo. La pelota va para atrás, para atrás, para atrás. Olvídenlo. Ya no regresa. Se acabó el partido, amigos nuestros. Barridos en el terreno el equipo de San Francisco. Cuadrangular falló en el turno anterior. Y ahora, en la 9ª entrada, con hombres en base, Ketel Marte conecta cuadrangular. Y los Arizona Diamondbacks aseguran la serie, Rodrigo López.
Roll those R's on that home run. I would play you the Giants TV version for that, but I don't know if you've seen any of the videos on Twitter. They basically said nothing for like 20 seconds. Dwayne Kuiper, the great Dwayne Kuiper, who was my shortstop in Cleveland when I was growing up and has been the longtime TV play-by-play man for the San Francisco Giants.
So they airballed it.
Yeah.
Because there's a basketball reference. We've already covered football and tennis. Might as well.
Basically, they said nothing for about 15 seconds. I thought they would just go to break.
Speechless.
Speechless. Exactly. It's been rough sailing. Absolutely rough sailing.
Bro, like what happened?
For the Giants.
Like
my
whole life, the Giants have been great or good to great, right?
Well, I mean, again, they've got a manager that's never even coached in professional ball, and I hate to harp on that, but that's kind of what it's been. You've got Tony Vitello, and there's going to be some growing. Look, the guy's been successful at the college level. I hope they give him a chance. I hope they stick with him. I'd hate to think that this is going to be a short-term thing. I mean, you got Buster Posey running that outfit right now, and Buster Posey is about as popular a San Francisco Giant as you're going to get. And so I would think Buster has a pretty good idea of what he's doing. So you got to give Buster a chance. You got to give this manager a chance. And hopefully, I don't know, you hear rumblings that maybe the players are not buying in to what Tony Vitello is selling.
Yeah.
But I would hate to see them pull the plug this quickly on
the cliche is the risk of the rah-rah speech that you generally will give to an 18 to 22-year-old that falls on deaf ears talking to a 30-year-old multimillionaire.
Right. When you got to play every day for 162 days out of 180. That doesn't work.
It just reminds me of
that whole Super Bowl, that whole Jay Johnson Super Bowl every game. That doesn't work in professional.
It reminds me of the Magic Johnson first game story. You know that one?
Probably.
Magic Johnson's first ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kareem hits a skyhook to win it, and Magic goes crazy, and Kareem's like, bro, it's game one of an 82-game season. Chill.
Exactly. Daniel Suzak today, 1 for 4, has struck out twice. He did not play in game 1 of this series. He did play in games 2 and 3. He went 2 for 3 last night, drove in a run. So he had one of the RBIs. It was an RBI double in the second inning that gave San Francisco that early 3-1 lead. So Daniel Suzak goes 3 for 7 in the series, his first professional series back here in the desert where he played his college
Let's see,
ball.
he was batting 382 before the series, so he didn't mess that up at all.
So, he with the 2 hits last night, he went up to 412, and he's down to 395, so he's getting close to 400 is Daniel Suzak. Keep that bat, maybe I need to pick him up for my fantasy team. I need catchers, man. All my catchers are getting hurt. I got like 3 catchers on the IL right now, so I need a catcher. I ended up picking up Gabby Moreno instead just because I tend to like to pick up D-backs or Guardians if they're available and I need something.
Wasn't your entire team last year D-backs and Guardians?
They were. Yeah, they were. Yeah, that didn't go very
well. Both teams struggled a little bit.
Did not go very well. And my team this year got off to a horrible start, but we're starting to play better. If we can get through all these injuries, we'll see. We'll see. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 1 hour in the books. Much more coming up. We're going to talk some more Arizona Wildcats golf. Matt Walton, the assistant coach, will join us. The Wildcats, if you had not heard, won the regional. And you had Zach Polo and Philip Yakubchik finished tied in a 4-way tie for first place on the individual side, both finishing the tournament at 15 under. Arizona as a team finished at 49 under. And as best as I can recollect, that is the second best individual round ever for the Arizona Wildcats. Low tournament totals in relation to par. They finished 50 under 2 years ago at the Arizona NIT, 49 under today or this week at the NCAA Regional. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center. This is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. The westbound I-10 Irvington on and off ramps are both closed, but traffic can use Alvernon instead. Westbound I-10 Ahaway on ramp is closed, while the eastbound I-10 off ramp to northbound Keno Parkway and southbound Keno Parkway on ramp to eastbound I-10 are both closed. You can make those connections over the new traffic signal on Keno south of the I-10. Your weather is still sitting at 90 degrees. Tomorrow's high said to be about 92 tomorrow. I'm dragging about the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring's here, and while we're all hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather in southern Arizona, we know extreme heat comes next. Torture for your tires and a test for the rest of your car, truck, or SUV. So right now's the time to get road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard or make sure your battery can make it through the summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help with decades of experience in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save even more on the tire brands you trust with big rebates up to $140 back on brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And you'll love them even more with our low price promise. Stack up even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. So check out jackfurriers.com for all the details and even more promotions. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Swing into spring with $145,000 in cash and prizes only at Casino Del Sol. Every week, you could win up to $1,000 in free play and win an invitation to the grand finale on May 29th, where $20,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Don't strike out. Stop by for your free daily entry ticket and get in on the action. Join us for drawings every Friday and Sunday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Only at Casino Del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Game 2 tonight of the NBA's Western Conference Finals. Is Victor Wembanyama going to be doing stuff like this?
Spurs got numbers hungry now behind the play. 5-on-4. Wemby's going to pull a deep three.
Oh my goodness. A logo shot.
Is he going to be knocking down three-point shots tonight? From near the logo?
It's funny you say that because the first game of this playoffs, he shot 10. I think he shot 1 for 10 from 3, and they lost that game. And ever since then, he's been taking very few threes. Like Victor Wembanyama's done most of his damage inside the paint, inside the three-point line. But that was just a no hesitation. It was Stephen Castle who hit him. Wemby was trailing. Chet Holmgren had flailed out of bounds on that play, trying to get a call from the refs. The picture of Wemby taking that shot is great because Chet's about 100 feet behind him underneath the basket.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's not something I think the Spurs want Wemby to be doing consistently, but the confidence for him to just launch that shot from 5 feet beyond the three-point line, they needed it. They were down 3 in overtime with time running out. That wasn't a last-second shot, but that tied the game and sent it to the second overtime.
He actually shoots. I mean, it's not like it's something he never does. He in all 3 of his seasons, he shot over 350 three-point shots and is a career 34% three-point shooter. So that's not a horrible percentage for a guy like that.
The problem is that the Spurs rely mostly upon slashers. So all their best players, including De'Aaron Fox, who was out in game 1, they're all great at getting right to the rim. Stephen Castle, one of the best. He's got like a bit of a, D. Wade style of game. And then you talk about the rookies. I mean, Dylan Harper can get to the rim anytime he wants. So the philosophy being, DK, if Wemby is out there, he's stretching the court and bringing the center, whoever's guarding him, away from the basket. So they want him to be a threat from out there. He likes shooting that shot. But after going 1 for 10 in that first game, I've noticed in these playoffs, I think that he only took 2 or 3 in that double overtime game if you look. So I think he's definitely capable, but I think the Spurs coaching staff want him to do as much damage around the rim as possible, because how are you going to stop it?
Our guy Carter Bryant, Arizona basketball class of 2024, is on this team. Dylan Harper, another young star, burgeoning with the Spurs. They had this to say about that three-point shot in overtime by Victor Wembanyama.
I can't believe he shot it, and I can't believe that way. He let it go out of his hands. I was like, oh, he shot that. Oh, it went in. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it was pretty dope.
And what did you think when Vic pulled up from 35 feet?
Confidence through the roof. I was kind of outstunned a little bit. But once the ball went up, I'm like, oh, it's going in. It's kind of just who he is. I mean, he's one of a kind.
One of a kind for sure. 41 points, 24 rebounds in game number 1 of this series to steal one in Oklahoma City. And now San Antonio with the advantage, trying to get out of there with a couple of wins. Won't be as easy tonight for sure, but they've got a chance to go home up 2-0. You heard Carter Bryant there in that first shot. Carter's gotten his time in there. He's made not a ton of time so far in these playoffs, but he's gotten a chance to get out there on the floor and be a contributor in the postseason for the Spurs. In fact, in the postseason, averaging about the same as what he did in the regular season, about 11 minutes per game out there. Dylan Harper went on and talked a little bit more about Carter Bryant and the affection he has for him being a contributing member of this team as a rookie.
rookies aren't supposed to take over games like this? It feels like you guys are kind of defying the odds a little bit, but how normal does that feel for you?
I mean, I'm the biggest Carter Bryant fan, so if anyone else tells you that, that's false. I mean, I've known him since freshman, sophomore year of high school. He's one of the hardest workers I know, and I mean, what he's done to get here, from then to now, I mean, it's unbelievable. Just his determination, just his willingness to just be himself while also putting in the work no matter what. You know, there's days where he's playing 5-on-5 before the game, and, you know, he's tired, but, you know, he has that kind of dedication to push through. So, I mean, I was so happy for him. I told him once he hit that step back three, I'm like, yo, like, this is time for you to, like, turn it up a notch. I mean, we've been waiting for this. Me and you always wanted to play with each other, even in college. And now, like, we got the opportunity to kind of flip this game. So, I mean, he did a great job of just being himself. And, you know, I kind of just helped him get there.
And again, I mean, you look at the numbers. I mean, not a lot of time out there, 11 minutes, but he's shooting 50% from the field. He's shooting 44% from three. He's got 26 rebounds in those 11 minutes per, and he's dished out 13 assists. So he's doing the little things.
The scoring is not it. So, like, don't ever look at Carter Bryant's scoring output because, again, he's like the 9th option on that team, scoring-wise. The problem, DK, is earlier in the season, because he went down to the G League about halfway through the season. He was down there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Came back and instantly started getting playing time. Harrison Barnes got injured at that veteran small forward position. Carter Bryant came in, and you know what he did? He was left wide open. Go look at the tape. There were some games in that middle stretch of the season, DK, where guys were playing 8 feet. We're talking like, you know, Umar Ballo at the three-point line when he was just on campus. Nobody was guarding him out there. And his teammates and his coaching staff said, if you're open, you know, let it fly. And he started getting more confident in that shot, started knocking them down, and now defenders are out there on the three-point line. Carter's able to get by that first line of defense. I mean, he's a competent ball handler. He's going to end up being a very good facilitator because he's got that height and length to see over the defense. But after he started knocking down some threes, DK, it just opened up the rest of his offense. But mostly, he's out there to defend. I mean, he is potentially the second or third best defender on that team. Victor Wembanyama was the first unanimous defensive player of the year in NBA history this year. Obviously, he's our best defender. Stephen Castle is an incredible on-ball defender. Dylan Harper is a very good defender as well. Carter Bryant, though, long-term, it's going to be such a nightmare matchup for anybody to go against that Spurs front line when Carter Bryant comes into his own offensively and gets more meaningful minutes to the 20-25 range. Dylan Harper, Stephen Castle, the other guys we haven't mentioned, like Devin Vassell's a very good defender, just a good, long defensive team, and that's what Carter's out there. He had stretches this year where he guarded Jokic, where he guarded Embiid, where he guarded, whenever they bring Vic off, and I'm blanking on his name, but their backup center, Cornette, has been often injured as well this year. Carter Bryant, DK, slid into the 5 spot in the NBA. Like, I don't think he played any 5 at all on campus at the U of A, and you're not talking about 7'2", 340-pound dudes like Joker and Embiid. So, yeah, they've got enough confidence in Carter Bryant's defense to have him go out there and match up with some MVPs in this league that outweigh him by 125 pounds. So that's what he's there for.
You mentioned MVPs. I mean, we've seen him guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when he's out there in this series.
In the 7 or 8 minutes he played in that first half, DK, I mean, they put him in there and they put him on SGA. And he matched up full court, got a couple of poked the ball away a couple of times. SGA can get by anybody. So it wasn't like, Carter Bryant kept him in front of him on every single possession. But SGA gave the ball up a few times. Carter was hounding him, wouldn't let him get back to that left hand. And Carter did a great job, a very admirable job. What happened was because De'Aaron Fox is out, they didn't have their primary ball handler available in that game. Stephen Castle, with his 11 turnovers, was their primary point guard. They actually had our guy Carter Bryant bring the ball up in that first half in that game and got a 10-second violation, 8-second violation, or got really slow into the offense. He got pulled out and didn't really get much back in after that. But again, his defense and rebounding and his intensity and his motor is off the charts. I mean, go listen to anybody talk about Carter Bryant from that team. The Spurs fans and their locker room really love what he brings to the table.
All right, Dragon Ball is here now. He is the 3rd member of our team. I'll find that shot here. There we go. There's everybody right there. Dragon Ball, do the Steelers have a Hall of Fame?
I would.
Do they have like their own, like the Patriots? You know, the Patriots have their Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, no,
because
there's
Rob
a-
Gronkowski, if you had not heard, is going into the Patriots Hall of Fame. They have red jackets.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should put Rob Gronkowski in the Hall of Fame. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. No, they have a very large section. I think it's on it's a side of the stadium that's not. It's facing away from where the Allegheny and the Confluence is. It's on the opposite side where they have all the retirees and all the great contributors to the franchise. I think that Bill Nunn was recently inducted on there, maybe a couple years back as well. But they've got a whole list of names on that on the field. And I do believe they do have some kind of a Hall of Champions or something like that in the
DK
stadium.
wants to add another name.
They could, yeah. Are we adding Aaron Rodgers' name to that Wall of Fame?
I think if we didn't add Bubby Brister for the 2 years he won Super Bowls with Denver, I don't think we're adding Aaron
Bubby
Rodgers.
Brister. Wow. Jeez, that's a name from
Actually,
the past
here's a
right
fun
there.
fact that I think a lot of people on the station would appreciate, and it's something my dad pointed out to a Cowboys fan when they had a bit of a disagreement. That, listen, there's one thing that the Cowboys and the Steelers have in common, and what is the one thing that both franchises can claim to in the 80s is that they both went with ASU quarterbacks, and both their dynasties fell apart afterwards. So they can both blame ASU for the 70s not continuing into the 80s.
See what happens when you start using your hands there on the if you're watching this on the video
I
screen.
talk with my hands.
Yeah, David Ahmad is using his hands, and it throws the camera starts doing its own thing. It reacts to hand movements.
Yep.
If you're watching on our video stream right now, you can watch our video stream on YouTube. You can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it on our Twitter page as long as I put a link up, which I will do for you shortly.
How do you feel about farewell tours?
Yeah.
I think the farewell tour thing is nice so long as the guy is allowed to go ahead and actually play during the farewell tour. I think if it's just that it's the last year and they maybe get 2 minutes of play. I think the one that's really, really sticks in my craw is the idea that, we had the Paul Pierce farewell tour. He maybe had like 2 minutes or something with the Clippers.
The ultimate
Yeah.
was Kareem. And now you weren't around for that, but
Oh my
Kareem's
God.
farewell
Yeah,
tour,
Kareem.
every single building
yeah.
they went into, they had a celebration and a party because of what he meant, not only to the sport, but the culture and everything. If you know about the Power Memorial story and where he came out of and what he dealt with, and obviously during the Civil Rights era and all that, but I'll never forget, DK, Kareem's farewell tour. The other guys, who might not be in on the action, and it's just kind of a ho-hum. And then there's the other guys. I think Tim Duncan was the guy who announced his retirement the last day of the season.
Yeah,
that whole thing.
it's just as soon as I remember watching the series against the Thunder when he got blocked by Serge Ibaka, and he just kind of sat under the rim for about a good 10 seconds. Camera zoomed in on his face, and my dad and me said, "That I've seen that look. He knows he's done. He can't keep doing this anymore."
Did you hear the presser today?
No, I did not.
All right, here it is for you.
Aaron, do you believe that this could be your last year? Or do you even think of that right now?
Yes.
As in your last year?
This is it. Yeah.
Yep. Which,
there you go.
Hey, we got it out of the way. We don't need to talk about it.
He went on to go. He was asked about like the OTAs and everything, and he said, "Let's temper expectations." And I wanted to play that part for you too, since you're such a Steelers fan. You should temper your expectations this year, but I don't think we have time for it.
No. And to be fair, I was already prepared to temper expectations because, as far as I'm concerned, it's always 9-8 until I'm proven otherwise.
Until somebody other than Tomlin,
Yeah. We got to really see how Mr. Western PA Mike McCarthy does now sitting in that position.
There you go. Mike McCarthy coming home to try to resurge
He
the
owes
Steelers
us one
dynasty.
he owes us one after winning one against us as a Packers head coach.
If they did have a Hall of Fame, they couldn't. The jackets couldn't be gold because that's the NFL Hall of Fame thing. So I guess they would have to be black, right?
Nah, they probably
The
would be
jackets would
they'd
be
probably
black.
be a yellow.
You can't have yellow. It's yellow is gold.
Well, yeah,
you can't have a gold
let's
jacket.
See, there's a difference
for
because
your Steelers Hall of
the,
Fame.
The Saints is gold. The yellow for the Steelers is a slightly different color. I don't know what the jacket is though for the Steelers Hall of Fame.
Well, it would have to be black. I think it would have to be black. You can't steal the NFL Hall of Fame.
Apparently, it's red.
Oh, is it red?
It's red.
Okay.
Yeah, because
the
of
Patriots is red.
iron ore.
The Steelers,
for the
yellow, red, and blue.
Yeah, for the hypocycloids there. Yeah.
What is that? Hyper what?
The hypocycloids. That's the logo on
the
the
three
side.
things. the three guys.
Three wings.
Yeah, they're not
yeah.
diamonds. I get in this argument with my girlfriend all the time.
Hypercycloids. I don't know that I've ever heard that word.
That's
before.
a term you learn geometry when you're like in junior high school.
Jeez. Hypercycloids.
And then forget it instantly.
Instantly, it's gone.
All right, Dragon Ball's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. We'll talk some more golf with Matt Walton, Arizona Golf, straight ahead.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an accident with injuries reported over at West Speedway Boulevard and North Freeway right by the I-10. So if you're trying to get to the I-10 off the Speedway exit there, you're going to see a little bit of slowing, so try to avoid that. Meanwhile, incident with property damage over at North Oracle Road and North First Avenue. Most of the slowing here going to be at Oracle. For your weather, we're staying at 90 here for the rest of the afternoon until we finally start cooling down at 6, dropping all the way down to 87 once we get to 6 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, pros save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Valid through 5/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Hey Tucson, Guy Corvetti is in town, and these deals are fresh off the grill. Sink your teeth into up to $4,000 off the powerful 2026 Silverado HD, or grab a tasty deal with up to $2,250 off the sporty 2026 Trax. Call 747-8000, roll over to Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or visit us online at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Tucson summers don't play fair. Before you spend thousands of dollars, get the facts. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. We've been your local family-owned choice for 25 years. This May, we're offering a free second opinion on any licensed HVAC contractor's quote of $1,000 or more. Get the peace of mind you deserve. Call us today at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Dreaming about a new kitchen, an RV, or a once-in-a-lifetime vacation? Turn your wish list into reality with a home equity line of credit from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and save with our limited-time offer to waive fees up to $975. With Hughes One Rate Guarantee, all our members get our same low rate, no matter your credit score. Your home takes you further. Visit HughesFCU.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Certain restrictions apply.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Arizona Golf wins the Marana Regional, a team score of 49 under. From what we can gather on the record book, it is the second best round to par in school history, missing the record by just one a couple of years ago at the Arizona NIT. Let's talk some more Arizona golf as they head to the NCAA championships in Carlsbad in about 9 days. Please be joined by assistant coach Matt Walton for the third straight day. Matt, you're becoming a radio regular.
I am. Well, our team's making it easy when they keep playing great golf. So thanks for having us again.
There you go. Well, let's talk about that today. The scores maybe not as low as they were yesterday. What was the difference in terms of maybe why yesterday we saw the really low numbers from everybody? This round, we saw still a lot of teams in the double-digit under par, but maybe just not as high as what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of a few things, really. It was... it's the final round of regionals, so everybody's a little antsy, everybody's a little tense and tight. And then just pin locations were a little bit more tricky to really get to. The golf course has been pretty receptible, but some of the pins were just a little bit more challenging to really access. So still led to quite a few birdies, generally speaking, but it was really hard to make 4, 5, 6 birdies in a row like we'd seen in the previous day.
All right, so yesterday we spoke with you. You walked with Tony. Who did you walk with today? Same player or different player?
Yeah, Tony again. We've had a good vibe the last several rounds, Big 12s and even before that. So stuck out with Tony today, and he played some really solid golf from tee to green. He had one bad swing on 17, but it didn't cost him. And other than that, he had played pretty solid. It was funny, him and I were talking, and his best round was yesterday, and that was probably his worst ball striking day. It's just funny how ball striking doesn't always equate to the lowest score like many people think.
When you look at obviously his round and what does he do, or just his play overall, what does he do best?
Tony is very composed. He's very relaxed for the most part on the golf course, so that's probably his biggest asset. Is he's just calm and he's ready for anything. He can handle anything. But generally speaking, he's a great ball striker. He hits it a long way, and he chips it really well. So even on the shots that he doesn't hit the green, or he gets himself out of position, he's got a short game that can get him back into position to usually at worst make a par. So that's always been his strength, and he's like I said, he's a great ball striker and hits it a long way as well, which helps.
William Weistrand finished the tournament at a 2 under par, so everybody was under par for the 3 days. I've seen him play a couple times. I would describe him as kind of fiery out there on the course. At times, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He is a freshman. How have you guys tried to help him manage that through this season?
Yeah, he's a freshman. He's young. But he's got a lot of experience. And honestly, we don't mind a little bit of fire. Obviously, we need to keep that under kind of controlled a little bit within reason. Obviously, within the just the respect of the game. But really, it's just been trying to help him understand what good and bad is, and what's worth the energy and what's not worth the energy. I mean, if he hits a 7-9 to 30 feet, yeah, he's not happy with it, but it's not a bad shot. It doesn't require there's no need for any outward emotion. So for him, it's just been helping him maybe realize and recognize what's worth energy and what's not. And really to take it a step further is how that negative energy can affect, your closing holes in a round of 36 holes or in the round of 18. So, you obviously don't want your emotions in the early part of the round to affect the later part of the round, when typically that's going to become more relevant to the day's score.
Matt Walton is our guest. He's the assistant golf coach at the University of Arizona. Wildcats win the regional. They finish 49 under par as a team, and they win it by 14 shots over the Oklahoma State Cowboys, the team that beat them for the Big 12 championship. I know you guys had some satisfaction in that, beating Oklahoma State after they denied you guys from winning the Big 12 championship.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime you can beat Oak State, we'll take it. But especially after them just getting us at the Big 12, this one feels extra special tonight.
And when you obviously when you look at a situation like this, and we had a chance to chat with Zach earlier in the show, and we talked about the fact, I think he said you guys played like 14 rounds, maybe 14 rounds at the course. So you guys were very familiar with it. What are some of the things, like when they're out there playing those practice rounds, what are some of the things you tell them as a coach to focus on so they can have as much knowledge as possible going into a tournament like this?
Yeah, I think there's a few things really. At the gallery, the lines off the tee are very important. I think it's visually an intimidating golf course. So the more play you can get out there, I think the better it becomes, because you realize how wide some of the fairways are, or really where a good place to miss is, even though visually on the tee it doesn't look like it. So we've really asked our guys to pay attention to the tee shots and lines and club selection, and they obviously did a great job. And then just greens, just understanding a little bit of how the green sits in orientation to the mountain, or how obviously gravity works in terms of where the green is on the mountain, or certain types of holes like 5 and 6, they're affected by the mountain at certain points. So just being aware to some of the nuances of the course, I think have been really our key messages when we've been going out there and practicing for the last several months.
Matt, I asked Zach, because I think he had the eagle on number 8 today, and he spun it back. Where they posted the video on Twitter, he kind of spun it back there. I said that's what all of us golfers that kind of just are out there playing want to learn, how to be able to spin the ball back. How old were you? I know you play, obviously. How old were you when you finally were able to do that? Hit that approach shot and get it to start spinning back towards the hole.
Honestly, I think it didn't happen, David, until I came to America. I came over here when I was 19, but the golf that I played growing up in England is all links golf. So the greens aren't that receptive. They're very firm. They're typically, they're not greens you can spin a wedge 20 feet. So my first year when I came to America, it was a big learning experience, because I just kept spinning my wedges off the green. It was just a foreign concept. I just not grown up with it like that. So I was 18 or 19 when that first became a problem.
The another thing we kind of discussed was obviously the last 2 par 5s. There were 16 eagles today in this tournament on 11 and 16. And Zach was saying, those holes were designed to be attacked. What was the message to them about maybe trying to attack those to be able to get eagles in that situation?
Yeah, the main goal, the main message was to just keep the ball in play off the tee. Once the ball's in play, both of those holes now are very gettable. So I think Tony hit 7-9 into 11, so it just becomes a par 4 at that point. And then 16 is a great hole. It really is. It's such a well designed hole. You've got to hit a good drive, and the wind's tricky. The wind kind of swirls and switches on 16, so at times it's down, at times it's into, and that can cause a little bit of confusion and kind of a lack of trust for the shot. But the message is, once you're in play, be aggressive to the smart side of the hole, and then rely on your short game to get it up and down if you need to.
Somebody asked me this question. I'll ask you. I don't know if you know the answer to it, Matt, but obviously both the men and the women played their regionals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Versus the weekend. Do you know why they do that? Because somebody had asked me, it's like, man, I'd love to have gone out there if it had been on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something of that nature. Do you know why they played the regionals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday versus on the weekend?
I'll say just in general, college events are played Monday, Tuesday.
That's true.
And the reason that is we miss less class because we can travel on the weekends. And that's the same for regionals. I mean, most teams are going to fly either Friday night or Saturday for a practice round on Sunday. So Regionals is right around finals week, so missing class can be a challenge at this time of year. And then also just golf course access. Mondays, a lot of the golf courses are going to be closed, so that's a day that they don't have to take away from their membership. And so Monday, Tuesday is typically the days that we're able to get out on most courses, or that's when we play most of our college events. Because now the golf course only has to give up really Tuesday morning, and members can go back out on Tuesday afternoon. But for a regional, it's a 3-day event, so yes, it takes up a little bit more time. But again, I think it's based around class and just golf course availability and less interruption with the memberships.
Yeah, see, my partner J-Dub was right then. He said the rich people don't want those college kids out there on the weekends.
That's one way of saying it.
Actually, what I said was the golf courses need to make money too. So those are some prime hours on the weekend, right?
Yeah, I tell you, a 9 o'clock tee time on a Saturday morning is an expensive tee time. We don't want to take that one.
Obviously, out at Omni La Costa, what do you know about that course? What's the preparation plan now, heading there in 9 days?
Yeah, golf course is great. It's really well designed. It's a new course. They renovated it about 3.5-4 years ago, I think, right before. And we went 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was the first year it had been open, so the golf course was very firm. The greens were very hadn't really matured at that point. So that we know it's going to play a little bit different, maybe a little bit more receptive, but it's still a challenge. It's a ball striking course. You've really got to strike it, control your irons, play from pin high a lot. So in terms of preparation, I mean, we're going to be leaving on Tuesday. So from a player standpoint, they'll do a light practice tomorrow. We'll do a team meeting just to kind of review a basic schedule of events or what it's going to look like. And then preparation will be, honestly, it's going to be a lot of the stuff we've already done. We're not introducing new things. The practice plans, the players know the things that they need to be doing individually. And, you know, it seems like whatever we've got going right now in terms of our prep has been pretty good with, you know, second at Big 12s and winning the regionals. So as a coaching staff, we're less is more at this time of year. So we're going to be available. We're going to be around for our guys, supporting our guys. But in terms of like specific plans, there'll be 1 or 2 little changes that we might need to tweak for what we've seen the last 3 days. But generally speaking, preparation and how the guys are practicing is really going to remain pretty much the same.
Yeah, and I don't want to get you in any trouble, Matt, but I talked to Jim earlier in the week, and I kind of asked him just about the starting lineup, and he said, you know, we're pretty much set with the guys that we've had. Those have been kind of the guys all season. But if you're a Dylan Dean, if you're a Connor Ham, what would you have to do to potentially get into the lineup at this point? Or is that even possible for a guy that's one of those guys that's on the fringe?
Yeah, I think at this time of the year, David, it's really hard to get into the lineup if you're not on it at this point. And I hate to say it like that, but you know, right? We've got a good group of guys at the moment, and Connor's been traveling with. He's kind of been our sixth. He's been our sub. So in the postseason, you're allowed to travel with an extra player. And you know, I think we've got 5 guys in the lineup, and Connor's been a huge addition to our team just on the road, even though he hasn't teed it up yet, and he'll be ready at any point. But it's hard to crack something at this point, especially with how well we played at Big 12s and how well we played this week. So I think most of those guys kind of are fully aware of that. They're going to start preparing for their summer seasons. But you know, we've got a good lineup at the moment, and I think we'd be looked at a little bit strange if we made a change.
Do you start? I mean, do you start preparing it all for what match play could look like? Is that something that you work on as you guys prepare for this next round?
Yeah, we play multiple match play events throughout the spring. You know, we've done a Copper Cup with ASU, UCLA, and USC in the beginning of January. Straight match play, very similar to like a Ryder Cup style. So, you know, we have 4 competitive rounds in match play there. We also play like a into squad match play throughout the season a little bit in the middle of usually spring break, something like that. So match play is pretty. We don't need to prepare as such because we've been. We're planning our entire season to be at La Costa and to be in match play. So rather than us react at this time of year, it's more about just that's the preparation that we do throughout the year. And we have a lot of players that are from Europe, and match play is a big part of growing up in Europe. So, it's really just another round, and there's no particular or special preparation that we need to do at this point.
Well, the scores have been, they've been really good throughout this season, especially, after the turn of the year, a 40 under at the NIT and 17 down at Daly City, 25 under at the Thunderbirds, and to put up a 49 here, just about as impressive as it gets. Matt, congratulations to this team. Oh, I did have to ask you, Zach said he was a little bit disappointed that they didn't get to do the playoff to decide a real winner. I guess assume that's just not how it's done at the regional. It's like, hey, we'll just have 4 guys are tied. How many guys are tied? And we got to get going on. So,
pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's obviously they go down as co-medalists, and there's 4 winners is really how they say it. But at the end of the day, regionals is about, for the most part, it's about the team either advancing or not. So, if you've got a team that's tied, that goes to a very strict playoff. But for the individual medalists, not so much. It's advance and move on.
Maybe the GM or the club pro said, okay, if we'll turn away if y'all want to go out and play 18 right now, and just decide that amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I'm sure a few of them would have liked to have done that, but yeah, I'm okay with them going home and getting some rest.
There you go. It's been a long week. Matt, hey, appreciate you joining us all week long. It's been great to pick your brain and get your thoughts on the game of golf and this team, and we're looking forward to you guys going out to La Costa and potentially putting this team in a chance to win a national championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me on and following us all week. It really does mean a lot, and we're so thankful for the Tucson community to come out and support, and all the members at local courses and the galleries. So it's been amazing, and we're looking forward to being competitive next week at La Costa.
Matt Walden, he's the assistant golf coach here at the University of Arizona. The fellas win the Marana Regional with a team score of 49 under par. It is Dragon Ball in for cricket all week. He's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We do have northbound Park Avenue between 36th Street to 22nd Street still closed through the end of May for pavement work as well as waterline installation. Also, road work continuing on Park between 36th Street to North 22nd Street, though southbound Park will remain open there as the work continues. For your weather, still sitting at 90 degrees, dropping all the way to 78 later tonight. I'm driving with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. When you hear a good deal, it's natural to do a double take. That's what you might do when you hear Discover will automatically double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Attention Tucson, Guy Corvetti is in town, serving up deals hotter than a desert highway. Get $4,000 off the all-new 2026 Colorado and save up to $8,250 on the 2026 Silverado LD. Call 747-8000, stop by Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or see us on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Cavs have a James Harden problem. He's terrible on defense. The Knicks and Jalen Brunson figured that out in the fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell looked hurt, and Harden was getting open attempts for his teammates. The shots didn't fall. They need Harden on offense, but the Knicks also need him on the floor to be on defense. The good and the bad of James Harden. I'm Chris Black.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right. We had last night the Cavs. Well, our guy, Pat Boyle, said take the Knicks. and the 6.5 points. But, we've been flipping some of what our fine friends at Westwood One tell us to do in terms of the betting. And of course, being from Cleveland, I felt good. I felt good about my team and that they would be able to hold it within 7 points. So we took the Cavs.
Your team looked really good.
And
for
the 6.5 points.
A long time they looked good.
So let's put that in perspective. We had a 28.5 point lead. We had a 28.5 point lead on the betting side of that with 7 minutes and change to go. It didn't work out.
Brunson, the floater, gets it to go. Offensive foul on Mobley. Brunson drives on Harden, gets inside, finds Towns. Towns reverse and banks it home.
Brunson's been in the lane 3 times in a row.
Brunson guarded by Harden, wants to clear out. Fakes, drive, gets inside, pull-up jumper, got it! Jalen Brunson has come alive, and the Knicks are back within 10, a 13-1 run.
Make it 4 times in a row right now. He is going to work.
This is a dangerous zone for the Cavs. They got to maintain that attack. The Knicks, they are within range. It only takes a couple of shots to put that pressure back on the Cavaliers.
Brunson drives on Wade, scoop layup, it's good. Beautiful shot from Brunson.
They're going to go after Harden again. Look, they're coming after him again.
Brunson against Harden, almost pokes it away. Shot clock at 10. Brunson drives, pulls up, shot is up, bank shot is good. The Brunson burner has been lit. It's an 8-point game.
Cavs might want a timeout if he scores.
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in. Captain Clutch has come alive. Brunson drives, kicks it in the corner. Bridges, three-pointer, bang. 3-point game, 1:15 remaining. Anunoby floats it over to Shamet. Shamet, a three-pointer. It's good! Tie game with 44 seconds to go! Harden pulls up jumper, got it! James Harden with a huge bucket. Back to a 2-point lead, 26 seconds remaining.
Don't want to give up a 3.
Brunson with Harden on him. Brunson on the drive, the floater, bank shot, it's good! Tie game again with 19 seconds remaining. Merrill, three-pointer, in and out. That one halfway down. Bridges fires away. Won't go, and we go to overtime. Brunson brilliant in that fourth quarter. Drives, gets past Harden, gets inside. The floater's up and good. Jalen Brunson once again. Down 22 with 7.5 to go. Knicks take game 1 behind the brilliance of Jalen Brunson.
The Knicks have not been to the NBA Finals since 1999. We had a 28.5 point lead on the betting side at plus 6.5, and the Cavaliers lose by 11. So maybe we should have stuck with that. We lost last night on that bet right there. All right. What do we got tonight on the Spurs and the Thunder?
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you with the Thunder Spurs game 2, and I think the Rutgers rookie shines again. Dylan Harper was incredible in game 1, 24 points with 11 boards and 7 steals. Spurs starting point guard De'Aaron Fox is questionable again with a sprained ankle after he missed game 1. Even if Fox plays, Harper had way too much of an impact to not get meaningful minutes. And if Fox is out, Harper will start again. So I'm going over on his points plus rebounds. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Fox is indeed not going to play tonight.
Yeah, about 5 minutes. He was questionable, but he tried to go for shoot-arounds, and about 5-10 minutes ago, they officially ruled him out.
All right, so I could not find out. They didn't have Dylan Harper over-under his points rebounds listed on the, because, you know, when you are out of state, you have to go by what your state for BetMGM offers you. They didn't have that, but they did have Dylan Harper 20-plus points rebounds at plus 115. Yeah. So that that's the bet. Over would be the play. Now he's done that. Over. He's done that the last 3 games for the Spurs.
The thing about the Spurs is, you know, Stephen Castle and Dylan Harper, even though they're both 20 and 21, dude. Stephen Castle, the rookie of the year last year, go watch him play, man. That guy is so advanced for his age. He's only 21 years old, and Dylan Harper is the exact same guy. He's only 20. But there's really not much he can do. He's actually a very, very good on-ball defender, really good in getting the passing lane. So over 20 with points and rebounds.
Yeah.
They're going to because of the defensive intensity that the Oklahoma City perimeter guys put on you, it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be one of 3 or 4 guys all trying to get into the lane when they're not feeding Wemby or shooting threes. And Dylan Harper and Stephen Castle are going to be the 2 primary guys trying to get to the rim. So
we got that early. We got that early at plus, what did I say, plus 115?
Yeah.
That is now down to minus 140.
No, dude,
Yeah.
people know how good. Dylan Harper's not a secret. Okay, this guy, number one, for people who don't know, Dylan Harper was considered the best high school player in his class until Cooper Flagg decided to skip his senior year. So he reclassified, making Cooper Flagg that once-in-a-generation talent everybody's talking about, the number 1 high school player. Dylan Harper was number 2. In this last NBA draft, DK, the Spurs got lucky, got the number 2 overall pick, despite having back-to-back rookies of the year and Victor Wembanyama and Stephen Castle. Dylan Harper was the number 2 pick in this last year's NBA draft. So he's not sneaking up on anybody, but with that lineup and that roster, a lot of people didn't think he would maybe get quite the minutes, especially in a playoff run. But with De'Aaron Fox out, that's their veteran leader. And De'Aaron Fox is going to play 35, 40 minutes a game when he's healthy. Dylan Harper's been thrust into that role. Like I said the other day, that was his 5th start of his rookie year in Game 1 of the Western Conference.
Well, let me give you the last 6 games, minutes. This is going back to Minnesota for Dylan Harper. 22, 20, 27, 25, 26. And then in Game 1, he played 47 minutes in double overtime game.
They really shortened the rotation. Victor Wembanyama played a career-high minutes in that game, too.
He had 24 points, 11 rebounds in Game 1, so that's 35. So now this is, again, with the plus system, we can play plus 20, which we got at the beginning of the show at plus 115, which is now down to minus 140. Or if we want to be adventurous, we could go plus 25, which is at plus 220 right now. You think 25 plus? You want to do that? Are you feeling adventurous?
Well, I know that the Thunder, again, I've said this for years now, but the Thunder have 3 to 4 borderline all defensive perimeter players, and that includes guy off the bench and Alex Caruso. So I think because of Harper's 24 points and 11 rebounds and 7 steals in Game 1, he probably wasn't super high on their scout. They probably had a lot of De'Aaron Fox on their scout leading into the series. I wouldn't be surprised if the coaching staff for the OKC Thunder, who pride themselves on their perimeter defense, does a little bit more to slow them down. So 25, I'm not as confident about, but 20 for sure, yeah.
All right, because we would win big. That's a $96 payout if we go.
Let's see, last game he had 35.
35. And
20 previously, 22.
Yeah.
And then he had 31.
Minutes,
so his last
20 less minutes.
His last 4 games, he's covered that number, 20 number.
So we'll stick at 20 then. We won't. Again, that's the great thing at gambling. They want you to go to 25. We'll stay at 20, which is safe at plus 115. It's still plus money on that right there. So there you go. That is your Westwood One top play for tonight. We also had one on the baseball side. I think this was a day game because it's day baseball. It's Wednesday. That's why I love Wednesday, business person special. Remember that term back in the day? No, actually, this is a night game tonight. Dodgers and Padres. So this is another one. This game starts at 5:40, so you got about an hour to get in on this one. They're saying Dodgers-Padres under 7.5 runs tonight because you've got Shohei on the mound for L.A., and you've got Vasquez on the mound, Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. So
if you don't have it in front of you, you want to take a quick guess at what Shohei's season ERA is?
I do have it in front of me. It's still under 1.
Bro, 0.82.
Yeah, 0.82.
I mean, after sitting out an entire year and a half, right?
Yeah. I mean, let me just look. I just want to look and see. He has not given up more than 2 earned runs in any one start this season.
Yeah, so 44 innings, right? And he's given up 6 runs.
Yeah.
In 44 innings.
He's got 5 starts where he has not given up.
Excuse me, 4 runs. 2 were unearned. So 4 earned runs in 44 innings.
Yep. He's good. He has been very good for sure. So I think that's a pretty good bet right now. Dodgers, Padres. Let me see. Let me tell you exactly what the number is on that game right there. Dodgers Padres under 7.5 runs is minus 120. So minus 120 right now over at the bet.
Yeah, and by the way, Randy Vasquez's ERA is 2.68, and he's 5-1 on the season.
There you go. DK on the Sports Tip. One more hour to go with you. 520-848-1290. We got to talk about that four-way tie some more at the NCAA.
Well, as we discussed,
golf regional.
They got to make some money at the golf course.
Why was my guy Mike Russell, who's the club pro over there, director of golf? I don't know if that's the same thing as club pro, director of golf. Like, I would have been like, okay, you guys. Just don't tell anybody.
Right.
Just go back to 18 and y'all go for as long as y'all need to play that off. And you can decide the winner amongst yourselves.
Maybe they're doing that in secret and they're gonna just chop the trophy.
That's what I'd have been. I'd have been like trying to get the guys to go play one more. Let's go, guys. Let's go back to number 1 and we'll just keep playing until whoever's left standing. And we'll know who the champion is. Whew, that's tough. That's tough to play and not again. But like Matt said, it's all about the team.
Yeah,
the team. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorney Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Incident with property damage over at West Ina Road and North Old Father Drive. Most of the slowing here going to be focused on west and eastbound Ina. We also have an incident with property damage at West Ruthroff Road and West I-10 Frontage Road, so another slowdown here going towards the I-10, this time on Ruthroff. For your weather, still sitting at 90 degrees. Tomorrow's high is said to be about 92 for tomorrow. I'm Brian Walty, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Memorial Day savings are on at Lowe's. Save $80 on a Char-Broil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill, now just $199. Plus, get up to 45% off select major appliances. Valid through 5/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See associate at Lowe's.com for details.
When it comes to weight loss, you don't need more advice. You need more of what works. That's Weight Watchers, with real tools designed to take the guesswork out of what to eat, how to move, and how to build habits that actually last. That's why Weight Watchers members lose more weight. Real people, real results. Weight Watchers Core Plus. Get started at weightwatchers.com/radio. In a 6-month clinical trial of over 370 people, those using Weight Watchers saw significantly better results than those following standard nutritional advice alone. See the 2025 study published in the AJCN.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Look out, Tucson. Guy Corbetti's in town, and he's cooking up deals hotter than a tailpipe at lunchtime. Cruise into O'Reilly Chevrolet where the savings are served extra spicy. Get up to $7,000 off the 2026 Equinox EV, up to $7,750 off the 2026 Blazer EV, and bite into the all-new 2027 Bolt EV starting at just $29,490. These deals are fully loaded and marinated in savings. Call 747-8000. Visit us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall or see us on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
If your windows can't keep up with the heat, it's time for an upgrade. At the Window Depot, windows are what we do. Biggest inventory, best prices, guaranteed. Found a lower price? We'll beat it. Shop in stock or custom vinyl windows, built for efficiency and style. From one window to full home replacement, we help you get the right windows for less. Lower your energy bills and stay comfortable year-round. Visit a location near you or order online at thewindowdepot.com.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final hour of our show here on this Wednesday. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That'll be our final show for this week, 3 to 6 tomorrow. We'll be off Friday and Monday, and we'll reconvene here next Tuesday. The Big 12 baseball tournament is starting, I believe, today, if I'm not mistaken, in Surprise. The Wildcats are not a part of that, as they did not make the Big 12 tournament. Only 12 of the 14 teams in the league that play baseball get invited to that event. You have to finish in the top 12, and the Wildcats this year finished in 13th place. They've already played the 2 games today. Is that 2 games? Just 2 games today. They've already played. I'm sorry, today's Wednesday. So they played 2 games yesterday. BYU beat Texas Tech. That was the 9-12 game. BYU's the 9. They beat Texas Tech 18-8. And then Kansas State knocked off Utah. Kansas State was the 11. Utah was the 10. Kansas State beat Utah 9-5. So today's games underway. BYU the 9 playing Baylor the 8. And then Kansas State the 11 playing TCU the 7. Double byes went to Oklahoma State and Central Florida. They'll play in the 4-5 game. Kansas is awaiting the winner of the Baylor-BYU contest. They're the number 1 seed. West Virginia finished second. They're awaiting the winner of Kansas State and TCU. And the other double bye went to Arizona State and Cincinnati. They'll play tomorrow night in the quarterfinal round, semifinals on Friday night. And then the final will be on Saturday at 4:30 up in Surprise for the automatic bid.
Who are you rooting for?
Who am I rooting for?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would like to see, Kansas was the best team.
Yeah.
And, first title in 40 years. So you'd like to kind of see them finish it off.
Yeah, you know me. I like the underdog story. And, they started playing baseball in 1800s.
Yeah.
And they've been to 6 NCAA tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Not World Series, DK.
Yes.
6 NCAA tournaments.
Right.
So this is a program who's long struggled, and they've obviously had a resurgence recently. Played really good baseball this year.
Coming up in the next segment, I mentioned earlier in the week I went to a great event on Sunday night out at Sheldon Blockberger, longtime jumps coach at the University of Arizona, and he hosted some of the best decathletes ever to compete here in the United States. And among those were a couple of former Arizona Pac-10 champions. Jake Arnold was there. He won the Pac-10 actually twice. He won it twice in the years prior to me getting here, 2006, 2007. And then Derek Huff was also at the event. Derek is actually going to join us on the show tomorrow. So we will talk to him about his experience this weekend coming back. There were 2 Olympic gold medalists at the event. Dan O'Brien, you heard our conversation with him, and Dave Johnson, Dan and Dave and Dan from the 1992 Reebok campaign. And, of course, Caitlyn Jenner, who, as Bruce Jenner, won the gold medal for the United States in 1976. Coming up in the next segment, I'm going to play for you the comments that the Caitlyn Jenner, she addressed the crowd there, the throng on Sunday, what she just had to say about her journey. And it's very interesting. Again, if you know, obviously, the story. I mean, she's incredibly famous, part of the Kardashian family, and was on that show for years as the Keeping Up with the Kardashians grew. Bruce married 3 times, the father to the 2 youngest Jenners, Kendall, who I think Kendall was the one who went out with Devin Booker forever, and Kylie. She's got 10 kids and 27 grandchildren, and just the journey from, growing up, not really understanding who you are, to where she is now. So that'll be coming up in the next segment. But I did want to just talk a little bit about. I mentioned that my wife and I were there, and it was during the dinner part of the event, and it wasn't anything other than just it was kind of a potluck, and they had Mexican food, and you got a plate, and you went and sat down, and me and my wife were sitting down, and we hear this voice kind of behind us say, "Oh, can I join you too?" And turned around, and it was Caitlyn Jenner, and you're thinking, oh, this is like the person you came to this, one of the people you came to this event to get a chance to see and potentially talk to. And there's the opportunity. And then again, it was just casual conversation, adults having dinner type conversation. But it was very interesting to hear the athletic part of Jenner's story. To going to a small town, a small college, growing up in the Northwest Connecticut area, to deciding to go to a small school in Iowa. Not a big time. This was a guy who came out of an NAIA school in the 1970s to become one of the greatest decathletes of all time. And that process of learning to do all of those events, and the coach that coached him and put him in those positions to be able to succeed, and then making that first Olympic team in 1972. And I spoke earlier in the week about him going to Munich and staying out there after he finished 10th to watch the Russian gold medalists accept his medal, and how that sparked the decision that he was going to give every ounce of himself to try to get back and be in that position 4 years later in Montreal. And literally he talked about how he went back to the village, and he was lying in bed, and he got up, like literally said, if I'm going to do this, it has to start now. It can't, no, we're not waiting till we get back to the United States. It's got to start now. And he said he got up in like the middle of the night and put on his shoes and went out and started running. This was like literally after he'd gotten done competing in Munich to start the process for what was going to be a gold medal run in 1976 at Montreal. And then coming back to the United States, and he said he met some of the other athletes, United States athletes, who were training in some of the other events, and they convinced him to move to San Jose, California. And he said moving to San Jose, California, and he's living, he said that there was like 5 athletes from the 72 Olympics who were living within like a 3-mile radius of each other in San Jose. And he said that if you had taken the 5 of us, just the 5 of us, and competed as a country, they would have finished 5th overall at the Olympics. So these were some big-time athletes that he's training with now in San Jose to become the Bruce Jenner that we saw win a gold medal in 1976. And then he talked about, hey, and then I decided to come back and there were opportunities for me, and I made roots in Malibu, California. And that's kind of where he said I made roots there. And he said he raced cars for forever.
Is there a bigger difference between rural Connecticut and Malibu, California in the country?
Yeah, I don't think you could. Well, rural Connecticut. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some Malibu type places in Connecticut.
Of course. No, yeah, we know that. I just mean like as far as the lifestyle is concerned, a little bit of a different start and finish.
Yeah, no question about that. But yeah, he talked about how he raced cars, and that was kind of his thing for a long time. He did some broadcasting, did the broadcast thing, raced cars, and obviously said I got married and I raised kids and all of that kind of thing. And, we didn't delve into the whole car. I didn't ask him anything about the Kardashian part of that or anything like that. But it was a very fun conversation, getting to know her and then, like I said, when it got to the point where every one of the decathletes that was there went up to the stage and they kind of talked about where they were, who they are now, what they were doing now, and that kind of thing. And then he got up there, or she got up there, Caitlyn did it, and basically told her story about who she is, or who she has grown to be. And so I'll let you hear that coming up here in the next segment. 520-848-1290. And
did she start out with, in case you're living under a rock, here, let me tell you what's been going on with me the last 15 years.
Right, exactly. It was something like that. But so they played golf the next day, and Dragon Ball joins us back in the studio here. Mm-hmm. So they played golf the next day, and Caitlyn is a hell of a golfer. She loves golf.
Oh yeah,
right. And so, and she was playing with this guy named Mike. I think it was Mike Espinosa, who is probably the greatest decathlete to ever come out of my school, USC. He was there just before I arrived. I think he graduated in '85. I got there in '86. And so, and he's a golfer. He was, I think, like a scratch golfer. So I don't know how they got teamed up playing together. But so they won the event. They won the scramble event. They were playing up at Hilton El Conquistador on Monday. And so apparently, Caitlyn, after they had an event afterward back at Sheldon's house, and while accepting the trophy, Caitlyn said, "I want all of you to know that, and you can go home and tell your friends that you just got beat by a 76-year-old trans girl."
There you go.
I think my biggest takeaway from that is you try to tell a bunch of former Olympians not to be competitive in a casual round of fun golf, right?
Not to mention, golf is one of those sports where it's like you don't want to compete against other people, but you want to be at the top of the board when it's all said and done, especially when it's just a scramble
like that. Same as the Olympics, right? You're really competing against yourself. Golf is all about against yourself. Same with decathlon. It's just that you're comparing that yourself against other people's selves.
All people's results, yeah.
So Dragon Ball at the NCAA championships today, they had a four-way tie for first place on the individual side. So and there's it's a team, essentially a team event, so they didn't play it off or anything.
Right.
I was like saying, if I had been one of those golfers, I'd have been mad. I'd have been like, I'd have been like getting the other three guys together, and I would be like, yo, we got to go back out here to 17 or 18 and play this thing off amongst ourselves. Yeah, because somebody's leaving here as the actual winner. I can't. I don't. That would have been rough for me.
That being said, you got to worry about how if anybody's coming up behind you and making sure you're not getting into somebody else's game to solve your own.
At that point, the rich folks are like, okay, it's our course now. Y'all been on our course for 3 straight days now. We're trying to get our rounds in here.
Yeah, DK, was posturing earlier this first segment about why they play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm like, that's a really expensive course. I bet you they make a lot of money on the weekends, and sure enough, that's what Matt Walton had to say. He said, generally, for those real fancy courses, we're going to get the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday treatment.
Exactly. They're not going to give them the weekends, for sure. All right, 520-848-1290. We'll let you hear Caitlyn Jenner's story coming up here in our next segment. Right now, Dragon Ball is getting... Dragon Ball, did you watch the Cavs game last night?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what were your thoughts real quick?
I thought that they really were taking it to James Harden there at the very end of
that game. Or Jalen Brunson.
I also want to say, the thing that, if I'm the Cavaliers, and this may be just a petty thing, but if I'm the Cavaliers for the next game at Madison Square Garden, I'm going to tell the refs, hey, I want you to watch all those Knicks alumni on the baseline. If they step on the court, that's a technical foul. We get free throws. Because there were at least 3 occasions where I saw a couple of former Knicks on the court.
I saw Ben Stiller trying to get out there and get into a defensive stance.
Yeah. What was that? I was like, he kept going to hug some guy. I was like, I asked my, who's he hugging over there? He kept going over to hug some guy.
It used to be Spike Lee in the 90s. Now we got Ben Stiller in 2020.
Okay, so they all have a much closer access because Josh Hart in game has walked by and untied Ben Stiller's shoelaces during play. I've seen that this year. That happened just this year.
Well, Josh is a joker, and
he's a troll. He's the biggest troll in the NBA.
He's one of the best practical jokers I think I've seen in the NBA in a long, long time, and he's loving it because now he's playing with his college teammates. Him and Jalen have some of the best banter between the teammates I've seen in a long, long time. So I'm hoping that those two stay on the same team for a long time.
If there's anybody listening that loves those guys, they have something called the Roommates Podcast.
Yes.
They started a couple of years ago, and they go into great detail talking about the origins of their friendships. And apparently Josh Hart did not like Jalen Brunson at all because he came in as a top 5 high school recruit when Josh Hart had already been there at Villanova for 2 years. I think he was a junior at the time. So they didn't exactly get along great, but they definitely have a lot of rapport. They're like brothers.
Yeah.
All right, Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. He's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together, sponsored by Bet365. We do have an incident with some property damages in 2 different spots here on North La Cañada Drive. First one over at La Cañada Drive and West Tangerine Road. A lot of slowdown in all directions at this spot here. The other one's going to be again at North La Cañada Drive and West River Road, so a lot of crashes to might be mindful of as you're driving on La Cañada. Meanwhile, still at 90 degrees here, but eventually we'll get down all the way to 78 degrees tonight, but tomorrow back up to 92 for your high tomorrow. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
This Memorial Day, get up to an extra $1,000 off select top brand appliances like LG. Plus, get free delivery at the Home Depot. Whether it's backyard cookouts or watch parties, LG's newest refrigerators keep the drinks ready and guests impressed with mini craft ice, plus both cubed and crushed ice. Celebrate Memorial Day with appliance savings and free delivery on select appliances at the Home Depot. Offer valid May 14th through June 3rd. U.S. only. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more. See store online for details.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring's here, and while we're all hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather in southern Arizona, we know extreme heat comes next. Torture for your tires, and a test for the rest of your car, truck, or SUV. So right now's the time to get road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard or make sure your battery can make it through the summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help with decades of experience in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save even more on the tire brands you trust with big rebates up to $140 back on brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And you'll love them even more with our low price promise. Stack up even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. So check out jackfurriers.com for all the details and even more promotions. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Hey Tucson, Guy Corvetti is in town and O'Reilly is cooking up deals with extra horsepower sauce. Feast on up to $4,500 off the spacious 2026 Suburban, or take a bite of savings with up to $1,750 off the all-new 2026 Traverse. Call 747-8000, cruise over to Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or visit us online at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals.
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. AZ Fudd was the top pick in last month's WNBA draft, and her first 3 regular season games are in the books. The collegiate All-American is coming off the bench for the Dallas Wings, and on Monday, the young guard had her best outing so far in the W, scoring 12 points in a 92-69 victory over the Washington Mystics. Fudd shot 6 of 9 from the field and was one of 5 Dallas players that scored in double figures.
My goal was just to be aggressive when I got in the game, contribute any way I could, watch what the starters were doing, and I mean, they started the game off, pushing the pace, being aggressive, getting stops, so I wanted to continue that.
Fudd has been reunited in Dallas with her UConn teammate Paige Beckers, who led the way for the Wings with 18 points in the home victory. Their squad has a 2-2 record on the season, and tonight they start a 3-game road trip when they visit the Chicago Sky. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz on Westwood One.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It has been now almost, it doesn't seem like it's been this long, but it's been over 11 years since Caitlyn Jenner came out as transgender. Former Olympic athlete Bruce Jenner. He was in town this past week at a celebration of American decathletes and told his story. I happened to be there on Sunday night at the party up at the home of the Blockburger, Sheldon and Cynthia Blockburger. And I wanted you to hear what he had to say about his transformation. Here was Caitlyn Jenner telling her story on Sunday night.
Let me explain what happened in my life. I've been gender dysphoric my whole life. All right, as a little kid. But back then, when I was growing up, there wasn't even a name for it. You just keep your damn mouth shut, you know? And I was also dyslexic. And so perceptually, I just had a hard time picking words up off a piece of paper. That's not the bad part. The bad part is your self-esteem. You don't think you're smart. So I had all these issues as a young kid. And so in 5th grade, we had a running race. We're in gym class. The coach put chairs out all the way around, and you go out, you get to run around the chairs, and he times every kid in school. And I wound up having the fastest time in the whole school. It was the only time I ever accomplished anything in sports. And anything in school I was the fastest kid. So I grabbed onto that. Little Caitlin always lived inside me. Back then there wasn't even a name for it. I really feel like a lot of my success in athletics is because of the things I had to overcome inside that nobody else knew. And I bet you if we go around to a lot of the athletes here that have been extraordinarily successful in their career, there's a reason why they did that. You know, the reason why they worked so hard, they were so determined to beat the other person, because there's something inside they're overcoming at in this one thing called sports they're really good at. And they're going to go for it. You know what? It's great. That's what the best part about sports. And so here I go through my whole career athletically. I got all these issues that I have inside. Nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows. Just me. But I'm living with those things. And it went so far that by the time when I won the games in '76, I remember being in the back room, before the medal ceremony. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what do I do now? It was my little shield that I could hide behind, athletics. And now athletics is over with. And it's like now I have to deal with myself. And I was really sad about it. It's gone, Now what do I do? Fortunately, I was, the right person in the right place at the right time. Opportunities came my way. And I said, okay, well, now I got to learn these other things. And I distracted myself from myself. I distracted myself by going out there and getting into the business world, doing television. The list goes on and on and on. Well, you can only live, and I'm not saying it's a lie, you can only live with yourself for so long because you're not being honest with other people about who you are. And I was married 3 times, today I raised 10 children, I have 27 grandchildren. I had a while there, boy, that little Olympic swimmer, that little Olympic swimmer was kind of going crazy. I was going, oh, you're what, And I've got all these kids, but still for me, I'm not being honest with myself and I'm not being honest with everybody else because nobody knows who the fuck I am. I don't even know who the hell I am. So I raised 10 kids. I got all this stuff. I'm now divorced again. And I'm thinking to myself, now I'm almost 65 years old. And what am I going to do? In the 80s, I lived in a small house in Malibu, not motivated to work, not anything, dealing with myself, I didn't go out into the world. It was like 4 or 5 years of my life I just lost because I'm dealing with myself all the time. Who am I? What's going on? So finally this time, I'm thinking, am I just here I am almost 65, And am I just going to live out my life hiding and lying to everybody? So I'm in with shrinks. I've been to so many psychiatrists and stuff that deal with all of this stuff. I went through everything. And finally I thought to myself, with therapy and this and that, okay, first thing I have to do is I have to talk to every one of my kids. This is what I'm thinking about doing. You know a little bit about it, but, because they knew some. I got caught a couple of times and this and that. They knew something. Dad was out there. And so I talked to every one of them, one at a time. I didn't want to talk to all of them at the same time. They'd all gang up on me, and that did be over, And so I took them one at a time, came to my house. I'm living by myself in Malibu now. Came to my house, and I told them, here's what's going on. And they all said, you know what, we all know, Dad. And I said, now I'm just for the first time really being open with you. If you say, no, I can't do this, I will not do this. And every one of the 10 kids came in and said, Dad, if that's what you want to do, we've got your back. So it's not an easy process to go through. And I said, okay, I've got to do a couple of things. One, I have to do a media interview. I've got to do a print interview. And so I really like Diane Sawyer. And I think she's very honest and it's credible. I was at this point, I would have 5 cars with paparazzis in them following him every place I would go. Okay? I mean, my life was just absolutely horrible, And they're all wondering what's going on and Caitlin gonna this, because I had done a few little things, a little nose job and stuff like that, little things to prepare. And they're going all over the place. And my life was absolutely hell at this point. I couldn't leave my house. I used to sneak out the back and go down to another car I had parked down there that they didn't know I had, and then drive out the back entrance so the paparazzis wouldn't follow me. That's what my life was like. I can't live like this any longer. So I said, okay, I got to do Diane Sawyer. So I did Diane Sawyer because I don't want my name in the tabloids. The people who deal with gender dysphoria do not deserve to be in the tabloids. So I'm going to start with the press. When Diane Sawyer said she would do it, she came to my house and we did it. She said, we can't do it in 1 hour, we have to do it in 2 hours. So ABC, it's Diane Sawyer, gave her 2 hours to do a Diane special. And it's still the highest rated show she's ever had. And so we did it. I didn't talk about Caitlin, I just talk about being gender dysphoric and on and on and on. And then next thing I have to do is a print ad. And for the first time, a picture. Zeke, what did you think when that Vanity Fair cover came out?
I wasn't sure.
That wasn't what gave you whatever you've got, this little dizziness thing.
You know what
Did it cause it? I hope I didn't cause it.
I said to myself, you do what you want to do. Everybody has a personality and goals and so on, and you should be able to do whatever you want to do. You earned all the respect of everybody in your discipline. You were as good as anybody ever was.
Yeah.
And so who's going to challenge? If you want to do that, do it.
Yeah. So
go for it.
That's kind of what I have for. So today I just wake up and be myself all day. Honestly, I don't have any more secrets. I did a book called Secrets of My Life. And the first they said, when we were talking about the title, they said The Secret of My Life. And I said, no, you don't understand. It's with an S. I have lots of secrets that I've been dealing with my entire life that nobody knows about and how I'm dealing with it. So I'm very proud of what I've done in my life. Not only just living my life authentically, but also what I was able to accomplish athletically. I appreciate everybody here. You were all very respectful when I came here, and was thinking, I wonder how it's going to be, coming with all these great decathletes And, you know, a lot of them who, honestly, were barely even, you probably weren't, none of you were born when I won the games, you know. Your parents were probably not even born when I won the games.
I was 12.
You were 12 years old. Okay, you were 12 years old. And, but I'm very proud of those times in my moment. And I'm also very proud of being able to live my life authentically. And I certainly thank you all for being so accepting. And it's like nobody was saying it. Poor Zeke here. He's going, Bruce, Caitlin. I don't care. I don't care about the pronouns. Call me anything you want. I really don't care. I'm not going to be offended. But I just want to say thank you because I've been part of this community for a long time. And certainly today, everybody has been very accepting. And I went through a lot in my life. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. But I have to say right now, just having the ability to wake up in the morning every day and just be myself with no lies, okay? That life is good. I hope we can all do that.
There you go. Caitlyn Jenner telling her story here in Tucson over the weekend. Again, it's crazy to think that was 11 years ago that she came out as transgender. Gender dysphoria is what she talked about having to deal with her entire life. Fascinating story for sure. 76 years old right now. Great to hear. Again, 10 children, 27 grandchildren. And love to hear the fact that all of her kids, that when she met with all of her kids, that they said, hey, this is who you are and this is what you need to do, that we are 100% behind you doing that. Caitlyn Jenner. It was a great meeting. Absolutely great getting a chance to meet a legend like that over the weekend.
Many legends.
Yes. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Again, we'll talk Derek Huff, who was one of the Arizona athletes, University of Arizona athletes that was there. We're going to talk to him on the show tomorrow. We'll get his thoughts on being a part of that ceremony that over the weekend and getting that group of decathletes together, some of the best to ever do it here in the United States of America. DK on the Sports Tip, one more segment to go. We'll get to your Casino del Sol replay a little bit more. Not a good night for the Mercury last night. We'll dive into that as well. Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. He's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruise & Associates Personal Injury Attorney Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Accident with injuries reported over at North Albemarle Way and East Fort Lowell Road. A lot of backup here, particularly on Fort Lowell, so try to avoid that if you can. And just a quick reminder, both directions of Euclid Avenue south of Speedway Boulevard experience some curb lane restrictions through the end of May for pedestrian and bike crossing construction. For your weather, we're finally out of the 90s, now down to 89 degrees. Again, going all the way down to about 87 here once we get to 6 o'clock. I'm Drum Both the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage van tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
No, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Hey Tucson, Guy Corvetti is in town, and these deals are fresh off the grill. Sink your teeth into up to $4,000 off the powerful 2026 Silverado HD, or grab a tasty deal with up to $2,250 off the sporty 2026 Trax. Call 747-8000, roll over to Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or visit us online at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sun Construction Incorporated has full-time project quality manager position in Tucson, Arizona and Maricopa County, Arizona to ensure that all work in place is in compliance with approved submittals and contract documents. Ensure that rework items are being corrected. Participate in activities to support the company's strategic planning efforts. Perform internal quality inspections and participates with IOR inspections, perform submittal reviews and approvals for compliance with subcontract documents, prepare quality management plans for specialized projects, schedule and conduct preparatory meetings in support of Sun Quality Management Program with suppliers, subcontractors, supervision, and government, schedule and conduct pre-installation conferences, supervise testing agencies, and maintain records to ensure testing is performed per ASTM standards. Verify materials meet contract-specific requirements, and establish and maintain the Project Quality Management Program by performing Sunway quality management functions based on compliance with contract documents and specifications. Bachelor's degree in civil engineering, construction management, or related, and 5 years experience required. Must reside within normal commutable distance of Sun's Tucson, Arizona office. Intermittent 0 to 15% travel to Tempe headquarters and project sites in southern Arizona. Background check and drug test required. Submit resume by email at recruiting@sun.com. That's recruiting@sundt.com. Include job code RA0904.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Jason Kidd is out as Mavericks head coach after 5 seasons in Dallas. The Mavericks' new president, Masai Ujiri, is now going to search for his own guy to coach the Mavs moving forward. It needs to be said that Jason Kidd did not trade Luka Doncic. Kidd can coach, and when he's had a team that was built to actually compete, they won. I expect Kidd to find a new gig pretty quickly. I'm Chris Black.
The right tools aren't optional. They're how the job gets done right. That's why a lot of us run with Napa for tools and equipment we can count on. From Milwaukee fuel sets, sockets, and impacts that deliver real power when you need it, to Carlisle hand tools built for precision, durability, and everyday use. It's professional-grade gear that keeps your bays moving and your business running strong. So when you need the right tool, right now, you know where to go. Napa.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show on this Wednesday. Last chance for you to get in, 520-848-1290. We had a question of the day yesterday. How many wins, way too early, how many wins Arizona football? That was precipitated by our longtime listener, Paul in Phoenix. He said 9. I went through it, and I saw 9. The winner was, in fact, 9. 9-3 was the choice after folks looked at this schedule for the Arizona basketball team. So there you go. 9-3 seems to be football. That seems to be the consensus.
Now, does 9-3 get you into a 97 college football playoff rotation?
Wait. You mean
they got 97 teams in now?
Oh, right? I was like, what is that? Well, I would think, 9-3 might get you into the might get you into the 12.
Might get you a bye
because we're talking about. I think all three of those losses. Yeah, I think they're conference losses. BYU, Texas Tech, and Kansas State. So that would be we play 9 conference games. So that would be 6-3 in conference. Again, 7-2 is usually the benchmark to win it, but you're going to be in a good spot there for sure. If you get 6-3, could get you into the championship game, and then you got a chance to get there from there.
The final Big 12 football championship game of all time.
Maybe if things play out the way that the powers that be and the other conferences want them to play out. All right, not a good night last night for your Phoenix Mercury. Let's hear those lowlights.
The expansion tempo at 2-2, the Mercury at 2-2, and we're underway.
Well, this Toronto team are number 1 in the league in forcing turnovers.
Aggressive to the rack is Copper. Bonner backing in. There's the double team. Bonner can't finish. Yoshikaita with the board. Big steal by AT. Alley-oop. Pretty.
Yeah, Phoenix not giving up on that play.
Streaking out post pattern. Bonner again. 4 straight points for DB. Bonner with the rebound. Here comes AT. The lead is 5 for Toronto. Ton of time left in this one. Thomas steps through and scores. Let's out a roar. 40 left to go in the 4th. Yoshikaita wide open. Find Sykes. And inside look to Rice. Executed perfectly by Toronto.
Defensively, the Mercury did not pick up. And easy basket for the tempo.
7 on the shot clock. Mabry up the pick and hits. Oh, what a big 3 ball for Mabry. Seconds ticking down. Tough one for Phoenix, Annie. 98-90.
Final score, Toronto gets the win. The expansion Toronto tempo, 30 points for Brittany Sykes, 30 for Marina Mabry. First time that ever an expansion team has had 2 players score 30-plus points in the same game. Brittany Sykes had 38 over the weekend in L.A., so she's had 30 now in back-to-back ball games. Things started out pretty good with that 30-plus point win in Las Vegas over the Champs, but since that time, the Mercury have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Clea Copper led the way with 18 points, 17 points, 8 assists for Alyssa Thomas, but some work to do for your Phoenix Mercury. They are going to play their sister, their ex-sister, I think, Satu Sabli, coming up here soon, because though she's now with the New York Liberty. 2-3, not exactly where we thought this team was going to be after 5 games, but that's where it is with some work to do. All right, let's get you now your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Arizona men's golf wins the Marana Regional, a second best all-time 49 under team score, led by Zach Polo and Philip Yakubchik, who finished tied for first, both at 15 under par. There were some amazing par 5 performances on this course over the course of the last 3 days. 16 eagles on the 2 par fives on the back nine. There was a almost 700-yard par five that the players had to deal with on the front nine, number 9. I asked Zach about all of these par fives that they dealt with this weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely a long one for sure. And, it's sort of set up so that the layup's a little awkward as well with the water right. And there's a small fairway you can aim at left, or you can play short of the fairway if you choose to, or short of the water, if you choose to. So it's really just, I think, a very quirky hole in a way, but it's super long, obviously. And then, you're almost always guaranteed to lay up unless you really get a good drive down there that takes a big hop and rolls down the hill. But yeah, I laid up all 3 days. It was kind of the only option I really had. But yeah, it's a good hole for sure. And like you said, the 2 par fives in the back, those are the ones you're looking to attack for sure.
And I wanted to ask you just about that because I mentioned 16 eagles between those two on 11, the par 5 11 and the par 5 16. What allows those holes to be so comfortable for players to be able to attack to get eagles there?
Yeah, they're just 11. It was downwind every day, and it's already a pretty short par 5, and then for it to be downwind just makes it that much shorter. So, a lot of guys are hitting mid irons into that green. It basically plays like a long par 4, and then 16's a little tricky off the tee. It's a little visually intimidating, but once you hit the fairway, it's another one you should attack. And then there is water short and a huge fall off long, so it is takes a little bit of precision, and sometimes that second shot can get a little scary, but it's definitely a hole you're looking to make birdie on for sure.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Yeah, only one eagle on that long 678 par 5 ninth hole over the course of the 3 days of this event. There was one eagle, 31 birdies on that hole, 134 pars, 43 bogeys, 16 double bogeys. That was the most double bogeys of any hole on the course, that 678-yard par 5. With, again, everybody had to kind of lay up to it and then hit the ball on the green from about 100 yards away or so. Very interesting hole there at the Gallery Golf Club. But a great performance by your Arizona men's golf team to win that regional. The previous, so they finished 49 under. The record is 50 under. They did that 2 years ago at the Arizona NIT, so they missed matching that by just one shot this week. On to the NCAA championships now in Carlsbad, California. The Omni La Costa Resort there. That'll start on the 29th, so that'll be next Friday. So now that's on a weekend. Obviously, you got the weekend there, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for match play, and then Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sorry, for stroke play, and then Tuesday, Wednesday for match play to round that out and crown a national champion. All right, we're going to be back with you tomorrow. Full show coming up for you tomorrow. We'll talk some more Olympic decathletes and decathletes, just the decathlons, period. I mentioned Derek Huff is going to join us. He is one of the Arizona Wildcats who, back in the day, won a Pac-10 championship in the decathlon. He was here this past weekend. He'll join us. He is from Central Illinois, so we shared that in common. He gave me his number at 309 area code. I said, I know the 309 area code. That's Central Illinois. He's like, yeah, he grew up in Peoria. I, of course, went to high school in Bloomington Normal, which is about 45 minutes down the road. So he is a member of the University of Arizona Hall of Fame. So we'll talk to him coming up tomorrow on the show. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks to J.W. Madden. Thanks to Dragon Ball. Thanks to Cricket, who is off this week. My name is David Kelly. That is our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you listening and tuning in. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. That game is underway, I do believe. Yes.
Yeah, don't tell
J-Dub?
me the score.
Okay, that's right. You like to go home and.
Well, I've watched
and
all the
watch
Spurs
it.
games so far in the playoffs because the Pacers aren't in it this year, so I got to watch something.
So do you? So you go home and watch it from the beginning.
Well, yeah,
or
I
do
mean, you can
just
skip
pick it up?
commercials and skip the halftime
So
and stuff.
you'll eventually catch up.
Yeah. I
to the
watched
game.
I watched it live, the second half and overtime live,
Yeah.
both overtimes live on Monday night. But because it's only half an hour between the game tip and when I'm getting off and getting home, so might as well watch it from the start.
All right. We'll enjoy that. We'll talk to you tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorney Traffic Center. This is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. A heads up for Friday. We have curb lane restrictions coming on westbound Grant Road approaching I-10 for sidewalk, curb, and gutter work, resulting in rush hour slowing. This will be starting on Friday, May 22nd at 5:30 in the morning with Grant Road closing from westbound I-10 frontage road to Flowing Wells east of the I-10 there. For your weather, again, getting close to about 87 degrees. Again, we'll be getting to about 92 for your high tomorrow. I'm driving with the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
I'm Ruben Cruz. After a car accident, people ask, what is my case worth? It depends on your injuries, the medical care you receive, and the impact on your life. At Cruz & Associates, we build strong cases and fight for full compensation. No fees unless we win. Injured, call Cruz.com.
You know that feeling when something's off? I got it every time I saw my life insurance bill. Turns out I was overpaying by $50 a month.
That feeling is real. $50 a month adds up to $20,000 over 30 years.
$20,000? That's a kitchen reno.
With a wine fridge.
So I stopped ignoring my gut and called SelectQuote. In minutes, a licensed agent compared over 100 policies and found one that cost less with better protection. With no medical exam, I was covered before I hung up.
That's the SelectQuote way. Curious or ready to switch? They'll do the shopping and your quote is free.
Trust your gut on this one.
For over 40 years, SelectQuote has helped millions find the right coverage. Visit SelectQuote.com or call 1-800-760-1010. Make the call, 1-800-760-1010. That's 1-800-760-1010. Or visit SelectQuote.com. Details on example rates and exam requirements at SelectQuote.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health. Your business isn't a science experiment. And at Cumulus Digital, we never treat it like one. You shouldn't have to pay an agency to test theories on your dime. At Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute. Our proven framework delivers results 25% better than industry standards. Visit cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch? catch.
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.